Stay the fuck out of nigga line. Hey, don't swear, don't swear, hey, don't swear.
All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast 2023, fellas. 23. We made
Oh
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
We made
We
it.
made it.
We are here. Happy New Year, fellas. Happy New Year.
Yes, sir. Happy
New
New
Year to
Year.
Mm-hmm,
Happy New Year. We got new beginnings, new year.
Yes, sir.
We are blessed. Blessed to be here. Blessed to see another day, fellas.
For sure. Of course. Of course.
Yes, sir. We got a special guest in the building.
Oh,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We got Mike. We got Mike from the Speak On It podcast. What's up, Mike?
You see it behind me. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? Good to be here.
Chilling.
Good to
Yes.
be here.
We love to have you here.
Yes. Thank you
Love
for
it.
coming. Thank you for showing up and showing us the how to do it. Y'all been doing y'all thing, and you over here about to collab with us, and we about to make things pop. And we appreciate you so much. So much.
Appreciate
Mike.
being on here, man. Nothing but love.
Yes, sir. We got Jimmie in the corner. What's up, cuz?
And I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling real good today. Hey, man, I didn't know what to do, so I had to put them both on for all of you. Yo, this is getting real ridiculous.
What?
I didn't know what to do.
Set
For
tripping.
what?
What you doing?
For what?
Because I mean, come on, the Pats, we still in it. Mac Jones and we still in it.
Bro, if y'all make the playoffs, y'all gonna get smacked by any one of us up there.
I'm just saying the disrespect has been real for weeks, and the Patriots.
It's still gonna continue. It's still gonna continue today.
We gonna see. We gonna see. I'm getting real clutch down the line. I'm getting real
Oh,
clutch.
my
How are you, Don? How are you? How are you, Don?
You know, I was good. I was good until you started with that nonsense there.
Came in here with the go talk, right?
Yeah, like
Nonsense.
Go talk.
hey, we ain't hear none of this in the group chat. He ain't said none of this. We even said something about it, and we ain't heard nothing from him about it. But
Oh man. Oh,
I do
man.
want to
Crazy.
I do want to say I want to send prayers out to DeMar with that game last night. I know they said like he's like at 50% breathing on his own now. All you can do is just send healing energy and just hope that he basically pulls through and the game is second. It don't really matter about the game right now. Just a man's life was at risk. You never seen it before. So I just hope that he pulls through and send healing energy and send prayers to his family.
100%. 100%.
Absolutely.
He's at 50. We want him to be at 100.
Yes.
And we hope, like Don said, full recovery. Full recovery.
Definitely well said.
So what are we getting into today, fellas?
Man, oh man, we got Big Mike in the building. He's about to. I can't wait to hear what you got
I
to
know
say
why
about
I'm
this. What's
You
up?
know why I'm here. I'm here. I'm not. We
Yeah.
don't fear the smoke. We here.
Yeah, I love the energy, Big Mike. I love the energy. And we're gonna start off with the Titans against the Jags. This is a special matchup. We're talking about the AFC South is on the line. Who will win it? Who will do it? We will talk about the impact, this game and how it will impact both franchises going forward, the future, and also what this season will look like for the winner of this conference. Will it be a successful season in a sense? From there, we will jump into topic number 2, the final playoff spot, the final piece of the puzzle. Yes, we just spoke on New England. Yes, we just spoke on the Dolphins, the Steelers, the Jags for the AFC. And then we'll go and speak on the NFC, Seahawks, Lions, and Packers. It's been crazy. It's been up and down from the jump, and we will, create that slot and define it and move forward and see what the Patriots can do in the playoffs. And from there, we'll go to the topic number 3, the carousel, the quarterback carousel. We're going to look forward into free agency. We're talking about Brady. We're going to talk about Derek. We're going to talk about Lamar potentially. Now, Derek Carr, he just was benched. We'll see who's going to replace him, because at this point, the writing's on the wall for him. The writing's on the wall. Can y'all agree with me? I mean, come on. Derek Carr won't be on the Raiders next year. We'll talk about who will be there, and then from there, we go into these coaches. It's hard to see someone losing their job, but sometimes, when you lose your job, it's well worth it. And we'll talk about Nathaniel Hackett. It wasn't deserving. The firing was he deserving of it? Now, from there, we'll go into two guys we believe that will be fired next. It's hot seat going on right now. A lot of guys are trying to prove something down the line. A lot of guys are just about done. They're just trying to be nice. They're just trying to be generous and wait until the final game is over with. But from there, we will jump into some hooping because I've been feeling like Euroing. Yo, Don, you've been chopping it up talking about SC basketball and pulling up at a Wrexham. We gotta do it. We gotta do it because I feel like Euro stepping. We're gonna get a little
I'm
appetizer.
waiting.
Yes, keep doing that. I'm ready. Now, the NBA. We're talking about two big surprises. We're getting closer and closer to the All-Star special weekend that I believe we will see this year. We have a lot of talent in the league, and we'll talk about two great surprises thus far. And from there, we will close it out. We will close it out with legitimate teams who legitimately could win the Super Bowl. Who can do it? Naming the teams on both sides who are prime for a deep run. What's up?
Yes, sir. So let's get it. Titans versus Jags.
Mm-hmm.
Mike, come on, man. You already know.
You got
What's going on? What's going on? Is the Titans going to take the Jags? Is the Jags going to take the Titans? Come on, man.
So here's the thing. Full disclosure, I am a pretty diehard Titans fan. Darius can attest to this. Since he knew what football was, I'm aging myself, but since he knew what it was, he's only known me as a Titans fan. I'm pretty sure I was the only one he knew for a good while because there's not a lot of us up here in the Northeast. But this team, when you root for this team, you are in it. You are in it. When you root for a team that is not a blue blood franchise like that team over there. I think, my man, Bengals, Jock, you kind of feel me. Like, you just root for your team. We're just always optimistic. Like, this could be it for us. This could be it. We never get the respect. Nobody ever talks about it because all they want to do is talk about the golden boy over there in New England.
Mm-hmm.
And, this year started out kind of like I thought. Giants caught us slipping. It happens. Saquon reminded us why he's that dude.
Mm-hmm.
So, it happens. Once we got our footing together, we took off.
Mm-hmm.
And then our shining moment when we took out Aaron Rodgers on Thursday Night Football. I know it was a primetime game. We took out Aaron Rodgers. Everything was great. We was the 2 seed. We was running away with this terrible division. Life was great. And then something happened on that plane coming home. And I'm going to be as PG as I can. Our POS offensive coordinator decided that he wanted to get a DUI right after the game. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but the Titans have not won a game since.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm fully aware.
Literally have not won a game since that man got that DUI.
Wow.
Started with the Bengals.
Yeah, I know who it started with.
Oh, God.
That was supposed to be our revenge game. But it's neither here or there. Bad calls, bad play calling. But still, if you're asking who's going to win this game, my football mind objectively says the Jaguars are absolutely going to win this game. Tennessee is playing like hard. As good as our defense has played, our offense is just horrendous. Even though we have a Hulk in King Henry, he can only do so much.
He's definitely a Hulk.
Dobbs looked very good against the Cowboys, but, I just found out who that man was 2 weeks ago. So, and the Jaguars are hot. They're hot.
Yeah.
They're hot.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to sit here and ask me to make a prediction, I'm absolutely taking the Titans because the Jaguars are not ready for this moment yet. They're not ready.
Wow.
What the heck
They are the youngest team in the league. I'm a thought they're the youngest team in the league. All they've been doing all season is sneaking up on people. Oh, it's the Jaguars, it's the Jaguars, it's the Jaguars. Now it's a primetime game at home. They're expected to win, and they are playing a seasoned Titans team that has playoff experience. I don't know about y'all, but I remember Trevor Lawrence's last playoff game. I don't think he won that game. You guys can refresh my memory. I don't think he won that game.
I'm
just saying,
his national championship.
Last time I saw that man in a win or go home, he walked off the field. That's all I know.
I mean, look who he
This is a completely different
man's game.
Yeah, he's a grown man now. He grew a little bit. You know, he got
Dougie P.
He does have a little pedigree behind him with Dougie P in the place to be. You know what I'm saying?
He has a great coach with him. We have a better coach.
I like Mike Vrabel.
Oh, my
I
goodness.
do a lot.
We have a better coach.
You're talking about mastermind against motivator. Let me get the mastermind.
But I would definitely take Dougie.
I mean, you could say that, but what happens if we do what we've done in every game during this losing streak, and that, except for I think we got blown out. The Jacksonville blew us out. We make this game dirty and gritty. And all that mastermind stuff don't matter when it's just man on man. And I don't think this team is going to know what to do if we punch them in the face. What happens if they go down 10-0 early? What happens?
Well,
they come back.
Well,
they come back.
Come back because the Titans.
What happens if y'all?
They do have a good.
They go down 10. It's over.
They do have a good rushing defense, but they're
the best in the league, Darius. Throw that in there. Best in the league.
Top three. But
Shocking.
The passing defense is piss poor. They're the worst in the league.
The secondary is pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
And if I'm not mistaken, the last 4 drafts since Mike Vrabel been there, you guys drafted about 5 DBs in at least the first 3 rounds, and none of them hit yet.
Have not hit. I don't know.
Fulton ain't bad.
He's solid.
I mean, there's still. I mean,
there's just a lot of great.
Bird isn't bad, but he can't do it by himself.
He's not the best safety in football, but we have a top 5 safety and nothing else. In the secondary.
I mean, Trevor's throwing the ball pretty well. He got ETN to pass the ball to. He looks like he's connected well with Christian Kirk. I mean, Evan Ingram is kind of revamping his career. Marvin Jones has a game here or there. He's aging.
Plenty of weapons.
But they got some weapons and a mastermind. I mean, and the defense isn't bad. Do you think Dobbs is going to go into this situation and be able to control this offense, game manage against that Jacksonville's defense?
If you had asked me a week ago, I would have said no. I would have said this is over. We're just here so we don't get fined. But he impressed me. I don't know how hard Dallas was going in that game, but he played good enough to win that game, and our receivers let him down. And that is my fear in this game, is that our receivers are going to let us down, because unless we can get 2014, 2015 Robert Woods to wake up, Treylon Burks he's it. It's him, and that's it. And he still plays like a rookie. You get highs, you get lows.
Yeah.
So
he's not there yet.
I don't know. But like I said, you mess around and catch us on the wrong day. Where Derrick Henry decides, you know what, I'm going to run for a cool 160 today and 2 touchdowns. Mess around and catch us on one of them days.
See, when you say that, I believe in Derrick. Last episode, I was preaching for Derrick because we don't appreciate the ground and pound, the old school style of football. We always want to throw it around like it's backyard football. No, Derrick Henry's like that, and we should praise him while we can. But last time y'all played him, he had 2 fumbles. Yeah. The Jags defense the last 2 weeks have only given up 3 points each time. No TDs.
Now
the Titans team that's struggling to score.
One of those games was against the Jets. Let's ease into that.
The Jets old offense.
The Jets
totalities in total. Even with Zach Wilson, I believe their team has more weapons on display. He's been, but I mean, who y'all got now? Even with or without Ryan Tannehill. I've said it even earlier this year. Tannehill in a make it or break it situation has proven nothing. This is make it or break it game. We have to see it to believe it, and we have not seen it with Tannehill. And he's almost 40. I don't know.
He's not almost 40.
He's 30, he's 37, 30.
No. I think Tannehill's like 32 or something.
Yeah,
No
he's
way.
like
No
32.
way.
He's definitely young.
You're
He's
gonna have to
definitely
ask Siri.
yeah.
Not
He's
been in the
definitely
league
young
10
30s.
years yet. He's
Ryan
definitely not-
Tannehill?
Yeah.
I have
Not
to
been in the
ask
league 10
Siri,
years yet.
somebody. Gosh,
It's-
please go.
no.
Someone take the mic.
Might
Please
be
take
year
the mic. I'm
7,
confirmed.
year 8.
You must be thinking about Brady.
Now,
But,
No.
Don,
You
what
know
you
he
got?
almost
What you got
50.
on this?
He's almost
What you
50.
got on this so far?
I'll say this. Mike made some points that had me about to sway my opinion to be like, maybe it could happen. But I've watched the Titans for too long, for multiple seasons, and I've came to the same conclusion. They are boring. I don't want to see running, and I think they're gonna get that ass smacked on what is Saturday?
Saturday. We got a Saturday night, I think.
Prime time on Saturday. Nice.
Honestly, like you said, okay, y'all secondary is suspect. They have weapons. So what makes me think y'all gonna be able to stop it this time around? It's not like they have a bad O-line over there in Jacksonville. So, and y'all haven't been creating the pressures like how y'all have been in years past. So are y'all even gonna be able to get to Trevor Lawrence? Travis Etienne has been balling. So it's just like everything's clicking for them right now. Their defense, it's not just some walk in the park defense. Like they actually got some good players up over there. And honestly, the only person that puts at least a little bit of fear in your heart on the Titans is Derrick Henry. And besides that, it's like I'm not really worried about Josh Dobbs. Like, yeah, he had a good game against the Cowboys, but that's the Cowboys. Like, it's the Cowboys.
Yeah,
The
the
Jaguars
Jags?
are not the Cowboys, though.
I agree, but I also
They got some linebackers in there that can hit. They got some hitters in that linebacker.
I agree. I was to say they have some young players on that defensive side that is actually their defensive line is I ain't gonna lie, it's kind of scary once all them boys start to develop. But I just can't bring myself to think that the Titans are going to be able to pull this off, especially in Jacksonville. Like, I get it, Joshua Dobbs, he played better than Malik Willis did and all the starts that he's had, so that gives you a little bit of confidence in him. But I've seen Joshua Dobbs. He played in the AFC North. He wasn't on nothing back then, so I'm not going to think he's going to be on nothing on Saturday, to be honest with you. I can't see it, and I personally don't want to see it. I'd rather see Chargers versus Jags.
There's the truth. Right
I want to see Jags versus Chargers. I don't want to see Titans versus Chargers, even though y'all played them in a close game the other week.
Had a great game a couple weeks ago. Should have won that game.
I don't want to see that. Like, that's boring.
That's cool. We'll be the 1 o'clock Saturday game, 1 o'clock Saturday wildcard game. That's cool. That's fine with me. I'll still have my wings ready. I'll be ready to go. Locked in.
I mean, if go ahead, cuz.
I got a question. Who does this impact more? Is it the Titans or the Jags? Who is more impactful in this game?
And that's exactly good.
What I mean by that is, if the Jaguars win, what is that? All right, is that a successful season for the Jags, or is this a successful season for the Titans, where they are at right now?
You mean before they play the game?
No, after they play the game, whoever wins this game, who does it matter more to?
The Jags. The writing is on the wall for the Titans. It's time to rebuild. It is time. You already drafted a quarterback. I mean, if you're banking on a running back whose shelf life is almost expired, I mean, it's about that time. The Jaguars, this is a time to gain experience, gain opportunity in a playoff type of setting, to have experience under your belt for the AFC Championship in 2 or 3 years from now. Like, this team is poised for success. So this matters more for the Jags, and it would be successful even if they just won the division, not even a playoff win. but just a playoff berth is a success for the Jags. The Titans, I think, was successful is getting a better pick. So go ahead and lose this game because I ain't coming after this.
But see,
okay.
now
Okay.
go ahead, Don, and I'll say something else.
I was gonna say I agree with Jimmie. Like honestly, the Jags are like last year's Bengals, to be honest with you, just like a little a worse record, but they have a young started up quarterback. They have weapons around him. They can make some noise in the playoffs, at least get out the first round. So I mean, honestly, I feel like the Titans window has passed, to be honest with you. Like they had the opportunity to come out the AFC. They fumbled it every time. Act like they couldn't beat the Ravens some years. Act like they couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes some years. I don't know if they played the Bills. They might have. I don't know. But
no.
So I will say that I think if the Titans lose, it's a wash season. It's not a good look because the last 2 years they did go to the playoffs. But
and
I think they have
number one seed last year.
Yes, but I think they have small pieces to get ahead and move forward. Like Tannehill isn't horrible. I think he's like right behind that tier of like Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, and like Dak. Then it's like then it's like Tannehill, but you could win with a Derrick Henry, right? And you could win with a
for how much longer? For how much longer?
You're not going to beat
he's still running like
he's still top 3 running back in the league.
He's only 28 years old.
They're not going to beat the top teams in the AFC with that approach.
But they've done that. I think what they're missing, they're missing big playmakers.
Huh?
We're missing AJ Brown. That's the elephant in the room. We're missing AJ Brown.
They're missing big playmakers. They need guys that can get the football and make plays with it, like AJ Brown could have done with that team.
Distributing the football.
Burks will be that one day, but he's not there yet. They need a receiver to complement that, and then they also need a secondary to help that offense.
The quarterback.
Are you taking the Titans over the Bills if they matched up in the playoffs?
I said it's a wash. The team is pretty stagnant as far as once they reach the playoffs. That's kind of their peak right there. But because they can't do anything after that because they're one dimensional. And then on the defensive end, you play all these passing teams. You play the Bengals, you play the Bills, you play the Chiefs, you play who else?
Chargers.
The Chargers. All 4 of those teams are pass first offenses. So if you don't have the secondary to combat that, how are you even going to play defense? But their division is weak enough for them to get to still compete to get into the playoffs. So that's why I said their window is still there, but they got to find some players that can make big plays. And losing AJ Brown is a huge piece in that offense.
I honestly think their window is closed. Honestly, I don't think they can even make the playoffs next year because the Jags are going to get better. The Texans are going to probably have the number one pick. They're going to have the number one pick. I'm a believer in Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. I'm a believer. And I believe that they can at least get one win off of y'all next year. And then the Colts, say the Colts go out here and get Jimmie or they go get Derek Carr. That's all they missing is a quarterback, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because weren't the Colts supposed to
do offensive line
this year? Weren't the Colts supposed to do this year?
They were.
I didn't see that.
And Matt Ryan stunk it up.
It fell off the cliff.
Quarterback.
Weren't they supposed to do it last year? And then what happened?
Quarterback.
Oh, they fell off the cliff. Weren't they supposed to do it 3 years ago with Phillip Rivers? And then they fell off the cliff. I don't want to hear this Colts talk. This is now, if you pay attention, when I started my rant earlier, I said, all we do is get disrespected. And here you come, literally 20 minutes later, telling me the Texans are going to be better than the Titans next year. Yeah, this is the disrespect that I'm talking about.
That's like, what disrespect? Could it not happen?
No. It's not happening.
We keep talking about AJ Brown being gone.
Jaguars.
But look at why he's gone. Who wants to play with Ryan Tannehill? And look at last year. He's the reason y'all lost that playoff game.
He's gone because of money. They didn't want to pay.
Bro was balling in that playoff
game. 2 reasons. He's gone because of money, and he's gone because him and Jalen Hurts are boys. That's why he's gone.
But a part of being a boy is because I know you could get it done. I question if Tannehill can get it done. It's hard. It's easy to be a boy when I know you could get it done. Tannehill, I'm not sure. He literally threw the game away last year for y'all in the playoffs.
He threw the game away, but he almost won the game, the series before that, when he threw the touchdown to AJ Brown. That touchdown happened too. That drive happened. So, like, he's not a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 15. He's a top 15 quarterback.
See, the reason why I can't count them out as well, because we have
a Hulk.
But not only that, you have particular strengths. If you were just like an okay team that wasn't really strong in certain areas and was just the middle of the road, they can run the ball very well and they can stop the run very well.
Playoff style football.
And we're also a top 3 red zone defense. Just throw that out there. Go look that up too.
I like that. That's playoff formula. But you need a quarterback and that third and long.
Or a playmaker. I truly believe if AJ Brown was on this team, the Titans would be a Super Bowl contender.
How much longer are y'all gonna be banking on Derrick Henry still playing like Derrick Henry?
About as long as Tampa Bay banking on Tom Brady.
Wait a second here. What the heck?
Mike, I like you, Mike. I'm
glad you said that, because we are headed to either Oakland, New Jersey, or New York. My fault, New York, or San Francisco. So the Bucs are not banking on Brady anymore. But when they were banking on Brady last 2-3 years, we got a championship out of it. 45 years.
I can't wait till we talk about the NFC.
Running backs lifespan. The shelf is bending, breaking.
Hey, Darius, it sounds like it's gonna be a 3v1 on this thing.
It's all right. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for it.
But to answer your question, when you have a Hall of Fame generational talent, you don't just bank on them falling off a cliff. You got to see it happen. I got to see Derrick Henry not have it no more before I'm going to just be like, yeah, he's washed. He's what? Because he still has it.
Multiple times this year, he didn't even get over 100 yards. That's been seen on the losing streak. He wasn't getting over 100 yards. You don't get 100 yards every game, though.
Hey, I just know some. He has multiple 150-yard games this year.
And 200.
I know some of the games where
he'll break off for 200.
I know some of the games he was non-existent. That's what I do know.
But that happens. That happens to him often. Like often
than we 9 and 10 in the box.
Yeah.
But why are we ignoring running back's shelf life?
That's what I'm saying.
We're not. I think he's 28. He is on the wrong side of the totem pole. But I mean, give him another 2-3 years. And then we could talk about it then. It's not like Ezekiel Elliott. Ezekiel Elliott has fallen completely down.
Zeke is not Zeke.
He has not showed any signs of decline. Just like CMC hasn't showed any decline.
So you think that if Derrick Henry was on the Cowboys, we wouldn't be talking about them going to the Super Bowl right now?
Hell no.
Well, no, of course, but think about that.
That's not the problem. That's not their problem. That's not their problem. Their problem is Dak and their defense is inconsistent.
And they can't establish run.
Henry solves a lot of that.
Bro, you acting like Tony Pollard and Zeke is bad this year. Them boys are balling.
And they have a mentality that shies
Tony
away
Pollard
from
is a Pro Bowler.
He is.
You saying with Derrick,
the running back is not their issue.
So as good as they've been, Derrick Henry is better than Ezekiel Elliott. So wouldn't that make the combination better?
But that's not their issue. Their issue is Dak turns the ball over consistently.
But they might not be in more situations for him to throw it like he's Brett Favre if they're in more third and shorts.
I can't argue if, but I can. All I can say is all I can go off of is what I've seen this year, and the running back position is not the Cowboys' problem. It really ain't. Shoot, they just gave 40-something to a backup quarterback.
I'm about to say, I'm gonna give you a secret. Their problem is their defense. That's what I'm saying.
Is.
That's what their problem is.
Yeah.
But you heard it here first. Don't say I didn't warn you. You see,
and I believed in that defense, and I was just looking. I'm like, oh man, They're not that good.
A lot of names, not a lot of production.
So, closing statements. Who wins this week? Go ahead, Don.
Jags.
Jimmy.
I'm with the Jags.
Titans by a field goal.
Titans by a field goal. Nice. I'm gonna go with the Jags. Believe in Dougie P, and I think he'll get it done. And we will.
So is that an open invitation for me to come back if this happens?
Hey, if it
Yeah,
comes back,
that is an open invitation. We would love to have you back.
I don't know.
Whatever you want.
I don't know if I want to come on here and brag or if I want you to come on my show and sit there and listen to me brag in front of all the guys on my podcast that also think we're going to get blown out. I don't know which one's better. I'll think about it.
I guess we'll have to find out and wait, right?
Man.
What we got next, Jimmy?
And while we figure that out, we're also going to figure out the final piece to this puzzle called the playoff picture in both conferences. We're talking Seahawks. We're talking Packers. We're talking Lions, Pats, Steelers. We're talking all these teams, and the Jags are included in that team. Because even if these Jags lose, they still have an opportunity to make the playoffs. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. Anywho, let's get into it, fellas. Let's start with the AFC. We'll go Pats, Dolphins, Steelers, Jags. Let's get it.
I'll start this one. I wanted it to be Tua and this high-powered offense, the passing attack, as far as Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, because again, I'm gonna keep saying it, they're the best duo in football. But
okay,
I gotta go with my boy Mike Tomlin, man. He continuously shows us why he is a great coach. He's one of the best coaches in this league. They getting healthy. They got TJ Watt back. They got Minka back. They playing well. 3-game win streak. Shoot. I mean, what's the quarterback's name?
Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. I mean, that dime to Najee was big time. That was big time. I like that. And he's not afraid to throw the ball down the field. So he's not afraid to take and make big plays, in which he also can scramble. He can move around the pocket. Pickens, he's making some fantastic catches. He got some soft hands. We like that. The defense is stepping up. They play very well. It was the Ravens, but the defense will come around here and there. And TJ Watt, when he's on the field, he is a force. He's a difference maker. This guy changes narrative. This guy changes the game. And he's big time. So I got the Steelers. I don't think the Dolphins is going to win this week. I think they're going to struggle versus that Jets defense. And then I see the Pats losing to the Bills. You get them out of here.
Are they playing?
The Pats Bills?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Do you know so much has to happen for these Steelers? This ain't no clear path for them. So much has to happen.
The Dolphins and the Pats have to lose.
Correct. And you believe in it that they're going to beat Deshaun. He's finding his groove. Nick Chubb is Nick, Miles is Miles, and the Browns already. I mean, you have so much faith in Mike Tomlin, so much faith in the demise of the Dolphins and the Pats with the one game. I mean, the Bills, they're going to be coming off a lot of different emotions. I know that game is very hard to look at. But for me, honestly, with all this Pat stuff behind me and goat talk, it's very difficult for me to go against these Pats. But I believe you're right when you say the Pats will lose to the Bills. I'm a wise man here. Now, Dolphins, Jets. The Jets are they should be doing what the Titans should be doing, which is preparing for the draft, because it's about next year. This year is done for. Now, the Steelers, Browns, I believe the Browns will win this game, because this is about going out on a good note for next year for the Browns. This game matters to the Browns. Obviously, it's a division game, but Deshaun, again, is finding his groove. So Steelers, I'm going to take them Dolphins. I believe the Dolphins will beat the Jets. And like I said, the Jets are preparing for next year. And that's why I believe that will happen. No one wants to see New England do it. So the Jets will lay down to see the Dolphins go instead of New England.
Wow. You think that? Okay. You think Robert Saleh is going to allow that to happen?
No. I'm bullshitting. I'm bullshitting that. But I believe the Jets are preparing for next year. They're not. The season's over with.
You don't think they want to end their season on a high note and ruin the Dolphins' season? You think they want to allow that team to get into the playoffs to have bragging rights in that division?
I think they'd rather ruin the Patriots.
The Patriots
than the Dolphins.
Forget the Patriots. They're done. Just
that's
accept that.
That's my point. They want them to be done. We've been doing this for years now. So you get sour a little bit after a while. You get a little sour.
Okay.
I'm with you, Darius. I want the Steelers to win. I'm rooting for Mike Tomlin because the amount of hate that man gets in Pittsburgh is absolutely ridiculous.
Really? Who hates
They
him?
want that. They're waiting for that man to have a losing record so they can try and fire him. They've been waiting for a season like this for 10 years from that man, and he still won't give it to him.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for the Steelers so much, but I don't trust them damn Jets. I don't trust them to beat Miami. I don't see it. I can't see it. So just by the Patriots are going to lose. We can chalk that up. They're going to lose.
I'll chalk it with y'all.
But Miami, I don't think the Jets are going to beat them. So I think Miami will get in by default.
Yes.
But I'm rooting for the Steelers. I think they're going to have a tough game with Cleveland, but I think they can pull it out. But
Cleveland's defense is playing. Has been picking it up. I can't give him that. Deshaun had a solid game last week. I think 3 passing touchdowns.
He's fine. He's fine in it.
He's definitely
they're
fine.
going to be nasty next year.
Top 10.
Let's relax.
Watch out.
Let's relax.
Listen, I know what kind of man he is, but his profession, he's a bad man.
I don't have a problem with Deshaun. I just Darius, it sounds like you're going off of last week, and anybody's going to look good when you're playing against Carson Wentz. That's all I'm going to say. Because that Browns defense has not been good all year. I can promise you that.
I said they're picking it up lately
against the Commanders, who had Carson Wentz back there. Bro was just throwing picks. He was even trying not to. He was just throwing picks. As far as the AFC final spot, I'll say this. I believe out of all those teams, the top teams in the AFC probably don't want to see the Steelers out of all of them. Like, Patriots don't got no offense. Dolphins, they cool, but I don't know. I don't know about Tua. So now you're talking
Tua
about
not playing.
Yeah,
I'm saying they say he's trying to get back ready for the playoffs, so he could be there.
Come on, Teddy just got hurt on a stiff arm.
He broke his pinky, man.
Nah. I don't want to hear that.
so I say
he broke his pinky.
I would say the Steelers, but like I said, two teams have to lose, and honestly, I don't even know if the Bills and the Patriots are going to play. So what are they going to do with that? Maybe just say it didn't happen, and aren't the Patriots in right now? So say the Steelers did lose, or say the Dolphins did lose. I would think that they would just leave the Patriots in there because, Buffalo isn't thinking about playing no football game right now. So unless they make it a tie, honestly, and it's only because of the Buffalo situation, I might lean Patriots because I just don't see how they play the game. Like, I don't see like how, because they're not going to just say y'all lost. So I'm just going off a record. I don't know if Pittsburgh is going to be able to beat Cleveland with Deshaun. It's a divisional game. Division games are always tougher. And I guarantee you, Cleveland would love to spoil the Steelers' season of not making it to the playoffs. And so now you're talking about Dolphins and Jets. I don't trust neither one of them because, I lost a pick 'em because I thought Mike White was going to go out there and go do something.
Oh, you bought into the Mike White hype.
You bought into that train, huh?
I say this. Bro was playing decent before he got injured, but Sunday he was playing like Zach Wilson. I didn't know what happened. So so that's why I can't trust him. I damn sure can't trust what his name, Skylar Thompson or something for the Dolphins.
Yeah.
I can't trust none of that. So that's why I have to lean toward the Patriots because I don't think they're going to play. Now, if they was playing, the Patriots going to get that ass whooped. But I don't think they're playing, so I think their record is going to stay the same. So, I mean, as much as I don't want to see that dirty quarterback in New England get into the playoffs, I'm just going to have to let it ride.
See, I can't accept that. You got the brother, Mike Tomlin. You think
Hey,
like
man.
Mike said,
They want him.
They want.
I
know
the hat that he's wearing.
I know he's a little biased.
Hey, I tell no. I was rooting for them on Sunday because I wanted them to beat the Ravens. So I was a Steelers fan on Sunday.
Okay. But come on,
y'all picked against them.
Mike Tomlin, who's 19-3, give it take is Monday night games, prime time. But you think he's gonna allow his team to lose to the Browns for him to make a statement? This is a big statement, fam. This goes towards his legacy. And like Mike said, they want him out of there. Deshaun Watson, he's a top 10 quarterback. When he plays like the old Deshaun Watson, you got to get his feet back. But
top 10.
But I'm talking about Jimmie bring this up a lot. Creme de la creme, right? Yes. We talking creme de la creme of coaches right now. We talking about a guy that can galvanize the troops. We talking about a guy that is a big time game winner. Come on now, Mike Tomlin. I
just got one rebuttal. Mike, you might like this one. Why ain't nobody said that same stuff about the Titans? Because they have a creme de la creme head coach. And all three
disrespectful. Disrespectful.
Are
you serious? Are you serious?
Is Mike Vrabel not a top coach? Is he not?
He is a top tier two. Top tier two. Stop it, bro. He's about 6, about 7.
You talk about motivators. You talk about motivators. He's up there.
Yeah,
but he's not a top 1. Okay.
Top tier. I would say 5 coaches. Next tier, about 5 complete. The next,
give me the 5. Give me the 5.
I'll go Big B. Come on now, Tomlin. You talking about the real Sean McDermott? Please stand up. Who else? Who else would y'all go with? McVay, Shanahan, definitely Kyle. Please.
I'll give you.
Oh my God, Andy Reid. We didn't even talk about Andy.
I'll give you Kyle. I'll give you Andy Reid. I'll give you Tomlin.
Big Belichick. Come on, Big B.
Bro, he ain't been that good since Tom Brady left.
Lateral. Season on the line.
Do you know? No, but first off, that's not his doing. Don't do that.
That coach that has Matt Patricia calling plays. That guy.
Are we really challenging? Why do we always challenge that guy? Why do we always challenge goats here? What is going on here?
Because we are not talking all time here. We are talking 2023. Bill Belichick is not.
Hey, Mike, you're gonna quickly realize that he don't just go off of this season. He only goes off of what they did.
What you've done matters. We can talk about what you're going to do all the time. We can talk about what you did, but what have you done for me lately? Only matters, but so much. What have you done for me consistently?
That Raiders game, that was lately.
Well, wait, no. What I'm asking is, what have you done for me consistently? Because consistency it allows us to see into the future more in a more clear way.
Anything since Tom Brady left, that's what I've seen.
He made the playoffs last year. We're in the hunt still without him.
We are 8-8.
Other teams are too. This is a revolving door. I say it all the time. You got me. My blood pressure is rising. My man is falling to like number 9 through 11. That's where he is right now. The disrespect of the greatest coach of all time. I'm not talking about his GM ability because I agree with that, but I'm talking about the coaching ability of Bill Belichick. These are no namers.
You want to give him a cookie for making Zach Wilson see ghosts? That's what you want to do?
No. I want to give him a cookie for
what quarterback has he coached this year outside of Zach Wilson?
No, you're right. He Bill Belichick has the leading sack getter for a while. Judon was that. Like in Judon, a lot of people wasn't thinking he was creme de la creme when it comes to pass rushing, but he makes something look like or nothing look like something. Creme de la creme, we never have it as far as roster construction, but yet he makes that roster look like the Chargers. The Chargers have a better roster, but yet we are 8-8 in the same boat as them, potentially in the playoff hunt. These teams are 8-8 and we are too.
Yo, Jimmie. They're Jimmie.
You're right. They're legit. And I believe in the Chargers. Just remember, I didn't believe in Chargers. But
you speaking a whole bunch of nonsense that I just had to pull up to see because you were talking about they 8-8. Who the hell they beat? They beat the Colts, the Jets with Zach Wilson. They beat the Lions. They beat the Browns without Deshaun. They beat the Steelers with Trubisky. Then they beat the Jets again, and then they just beat the Dolphins without Tua. What impressive win did I just say up out of all of that for you to think that Bill Belichick is going to have this team doing something that, frankly, we've been seeing all year that they've been, I'm going to use your word, they've been boo-boo. Their offense has been boo-boo.
True. I agree. Their defense has not been boo-boo. It's been top tier without top tier talent.
So how is he a top tier coach this year?
This is what I'm telling you. Sean McVay, he does it with top tier talent. He gets it done. Bill Belichick has proven time and time again he does not need top tier talent for the revolving door to continue. I'm talking about offense too. Matt Castle got something done. Mac Jones made it to the playoffs. I'm talking about making it to the playoffs. Some of these teams are happy-go-lucky about making it to the playoffs. What I'm saying is, regardless of what we got on paper, as far as roster construction, because we have one of the worst GMs in Bill Belichick, we are a contender. We are in the hunt year in and year out. It don't matter. When's the last time we had a top draft pick? That's what I'm saying. We're never in the hunt for the lottery. We're in the hunt for the playoffs.
Everybody don't have Tom Brady.
Brady hasn't been here for what, 3 years?
Yeah, and y'all only been successful for one season.
What do you deem as success? Because what I'm saying is, I thought it was going to be a rebuild. We ain't had a top draft pick because this Big Belichick's mind and his system allows for the Patriots to be more than what they actually are. That's greatness. Give another coach that roster. What they do with it in that division? That's a tough division. The toughest, arguably.
You know what's going to happen? Exactly what happened last year. They're going to go to Buffalo and they're going to get their doors blown off. That's what's going to happen.
I ain't saying we don't consider the football contender. I said playoff.
That was a waste of a Saturday night to watch them get their doors blown off.
Yeah,
almost about 50.
That was definitely a bad game.
I was gonna say, I just don't see how you could put Bill Belichick as a top coach this year because even if you just go down, Nick Sirianni has been a better coach this year than him.
Bro, you're playing.
Oh, Brian Daboll, like it's multiple. Brian Daboll brought a bad Giants team back to relevance. What do you mean, bro? Like there's multiple teams, coaches that you can say has been better than him.
A healthy Saquon.
Oh my God! Here we go. With the give somebody this,
Stevenson was giving balls away, giving the games away. He was throwing it here and fumbling it there. We was in range. Give him Saquon. Saquon ain't doing that. That's top tier talent.
Bro, but what that matter? Like you acting like the Giants have wide receivers. They don't have wide receivers. Y'all got better wide receivers than them.
Okay, that's fair. But again, who's our quarterback? And it's close.
Was Daniel Jones highly touted until Brian Daboll put his handprints on him? No.
What the heck is Mac Jones and Zappy been doing? Come on now.
Bro.
Let's not act like
there was an argument that Mac Jones is better than Daniel Jones at the beginning of the year. Was it not?
Right, and that's a tier what 5 debate. Both of them are in tier 5, maybe 6.
On that note, fellas, we are gonna segue into the NFC.
It's ridiculous here.
This one's easy, man. This one's easy. We're not gonna get political here. I'm not
say it with your chest. I think you're gonna say the right name
with his vaccine talk. But I'm gonna just steal a line from my man Stephen A. Smith. That's a bad man in Green Bay. That's a bad man down there. I'll let you know right now. That bad man about to walk right in the playoffs and wreak havoc in the playoffs. Let you know right now. You gonna call me again? I can't wait to come back. I can't wait to come back because I'm gonna tell you right now, Green Bay's gonna sneak in and they're gonna beat San Francisco. And I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna
the team that can never beat San Fran is gonna beat San Fran.
I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna gloat because You heard it here first.
Wait.
Hey, I can't even say
I can't
even say it's that crazy.
If they get Minnesota, I don't know.
They're getting
You don't think they can beat Minnesota?
I think that Alexander might have woke up a monster if they have to play.
Bro had 15 yards.
I know.
I ain't trying to hear nothing about no Justin Jefferson. Bro had 15 yards.
Who better, Jefferson or Chase?
Jefferson. He clamped Jefferson up. But Dalvin Cook had a bad game.
Bro.
I got to see Dalvin Cook have a bad game again. I got to see that again. That was the key to that game.
Hold on, Mike.
Green Bay's winning.
Hold on, Mike. Let's go back. Because I wasn't even trying to get on no Bengals topic. I know Darius did this to trigger me.
Yeah,
I don't
put that thing in there.
exactly. He said, well, "Let me sprinkle this in to see what Mike gonna say, bro." You know what? I'm not even gonna give you the energy, but all I'm gonna say is Chase is the baddest man walking right now at the wide receiver position. We've seen it time and time again. Brush show up. He wouldn't have got clamped by Jair Alexander. I know that. I know he would have had more than 15 yards.
Like that doesn't happen on a regular.
Like when I
act like that did not just happen to DK Metcalf.
You said who? Sauce clamped him up.
Sauce ain't clamped nothing up, man. Yo, you know what I'm tired of? You know what? No, hold on. You know what I'm tired of? You know what I'm tired of? People saying Sauce is clamping people up just because they're not throwing towards Sauce area. Like, I get it. He's a great young cornerback, but just because you aren't getting the targets towards you does not mean that you're clamping people up. Because I also did see T. Higgins go over there and sauce him up before they little dirty safety hit him in the head and got penalized for it. So I mean, all I'm gonna say is, you could say Sauce is clamping people, but if nobody's throwing towards his direction, then
I have to defend my fellow DB. I have to defend my fellow DB. Yo, it's about a mentality when the quarterback chooses not to throw to you. He's afraid. It's a mental thing. It ain't just physical.
Not Joey B.
Targets
not
means,
Joey B.
Yo, I believe I can. But when you look away, when you shy away from, I believe I can't, and that is an effect of a lockdown corner.
Bro, that's like talk for like Kirk Cousins level quarterbacks. But if you have like somebody like Joe Burrow that has trust in his wide receivers that say, if I see them one-on-one with any DB, I'm giving them a chance. We saw him against Xavier Howard. T. Higgins ate that boy alive.
Come on,
we just saw.
Game guy.
Hold on.
I got him.
Y'all, hold on. We just saw last night, first play of the game, they decided to blitz Joe Burrow. What'd he do? Deep shot towards Chase. Tre'Davious White ain't had no answers for it. He had the So that's what I'm saying. I don't want to hear about this and that, bro. If Joe Burrow back there, he see his wide receivers one-on-one with somebody, he is giving them the chance. Hey, we saw in the Super Bowl, Jalen Ramsey got his ass ate by both of them.
Jalen has not been the same guy.
Now it's these people.
Wait a second.
He hasn't been the same guy.
And when you talk about Joe Burrow dropping back,
hold
on.
We saw T. Higgins eat them little boys out there in New England last week also.
Let me dissect you right quick. You talking about Joe Burrow looking at single coverage because you can't double receivers on the Bengals. Their number one options almost galore. Tyler Boyd is a nice slot. So with Justin Jefferson, he's getting a double team after double team. Kirk Cousins is looking at something different than Joe Burrow. Yo, the weapons that the Bengals have it's upper echelon. Only the Bucs can compare when it comes to weapons. Stop it,
bro. That's not true. The Raiders have better weapons than the Bucs. Honestly, honestly, they sit there. I've seen it on multiple occasions. I watch the Bengals every week. I see this. They double team. They will double team Chase. Some weeks they triple team and Boyd. It's really about matchups, who they aren't double teaming, and that's why you see Hayden Hurst go off, or that's why you see him checking down to his running backs a lot, because they are double teaming, shading coverage to certain guys' areas, and then it's only certain teams that you'll catch, like the Patriots, that would be so stupid to think a 5'8" guy can defend a 6'4" wide receiver and get snagged on every single time. I'm not here for no Justin Jefferson is better than Jamar Chase, because honestly, it's probably just the system for him, to be honest with you. We saw Cooper Kupp put up them same numbers last year with the same offensive coordinator. Hey, I can only speak on the facts. I done riled them up tonight and got them off topic.
I got him off topic. We're gonna have to get into that. We're gonna have to make that a topic because I'm gonna get you. But let's stay on topic right now. I want to just bring it back to that San Fran and Green Bay matchup. So with San Fran bringing back Debo, and then they also get Elijah Mitchell back. You think Green Bay can still beat that team?
I think they can steal it.
I mean, Green Bay can beat that team.
I think they can steal that game.
Tre'Davious Ward is playing very well on the outside for San Fran.
Absolutely is. I can't even logically tell you why. It's just a feeling that team's been torturing him, and I don't know. I just feel he's due. And
he's on the terror.
He's damn sure is due.
And Purdy's been looking great, but like
he got bailed out.
Come on now, it's your first playoff game. Like it's different out there. When that playoff paint come on the field, it's a different game.
See, Don, wasn't they killing me on TikTok? They was killing me on Mike. They was killing me on TikTok after I said that.
Hey,
is Purdy gonna go down 17-17, 3-3.
That's the thing. You questioning Purdy. He's just making a statement that he think the Packers could beat the 49ers. You saying I don't know if Brock Purdy
said that the 49ers were in trouble.
Yeah,
we're in trouble. Yeah, if they were in a close game, is Purdy gonna make that big time play when it needs to happen in the playoffs? When it matters, win or go home.
I say this. He has that defense. So. He has that defense so much to rely on. So it's like it's hard to like even say like something about Purdy because that defense is so good. I will say this. When I made my Packers video earlier this week, I said something similar. I said I think that the Packers could beat the Eagles, the 49ers, or the Vikings if they matched up in the playoffs. The way they're playing right now, their defense is playing like a playoff level, like they playoff ready already.
Their defense is playing good. I'm telling you.
Aaron Jones is running the ball. He looking like a top 5 running back right now.
And they're giving him the ball.
That's what I'm saying.
Finally.
And so that was my only pushback when you said Tre'Davious Ward. Like, yeah, that's cool. He's good, but it's not like the Packers are more so trying to run the ball. And then even this past week, they got Robert Tonyan involved. It was different people getting involved. Like it's like they're spreading it around. It's not like they're just like when it was with just Devontae. Now it's everybody's getting a hand in it. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's not too crazy to think that the Packers could beat the 49ers in the playoff.
But it's not. But they have been relying more and more on their run game, and doesn't that work into the favor of the 49ers because defensively they're good run stopping defense. Mm-hmm. The way the best game this year has been dude from the Raiders, Josh Jacobs.
That's what I was about to ask.
That's the best rushing game. He put up 56 yards and 1 touchdown. That's the most yards they gave up all year.
Now, I believe if you're looking for a team to be able to do it, it's the Packers because they have a dual threat. They have AJ Dillon. I really believe in him. I love his old school style of play.
Hold on, Jimmie. Are you saying the Packers are going to make the playoffs?
Actually, I am saying
it, but Aaron Rodgers biggest hater.
See, let me spit about it. And I ain't a hater. I'm never that. I just understand what's true greatness and what is not. I understand what is true abilities and what is a level of consistency that has just not been shown. It's the opposite of what I want to see. Now, as the season gets closer to the end, I don't believe in Rodgers. That's consistent. I will stay consistent regardless if they make the playoffs. Further, closer to playoff week, I don't believe in Rodgers. What I'm speaking on is that run game because that run game is legitimate. You have a dynamic duo, Dillon, Power, AJ. You can do a little bit of everything between tackles, outside of tackles. You catch the ball, great route runner, maybe the top receiver, if you could argue. Now, my thing is it's the rushes, it's the mentality. Big Mike, you hit it on the head. You talking about rushing. The last time they played the Lions, it was 15-9. So even in that game, they weren't rushing the ball like that. That was the same game that Williams had more rushes than Dillon and AJ Jones combined. and it was 25 altogether as a team, and Aaron Rodgers had four of those rushes. He also threw 3 interceptions. So you don't want Rodgers sitting back there throwing it, because I think it was early on in the season he was pooping it up. And I believe he's not a clutch player. I truly believe when we're in playoff time, Aaron Rodgers is similar to James Harden. When it's time to play those 49ers, when it's time for the AFC Championship, he does not eat religiously before LaFleur, after LaFleur. Mike McCarthy, great defense, no defense. Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, it doesn't matter. He in the playoffs comes up short. I do have them making it, but it's because they have their own path. They don't need anything to happen. All they have to do is win their game, and they lost to the Lions before, so I believe they'll beat the Lions this time.
Now I feel
like your James Harden comparison. He's better than James Harden, but I do like the comparison though.
So I guess I'll close it with, because I did have the Packers as well. So don't think I'm just trying to find a way to get them out of here. Nah, I got the Packers as well. The way Jair Alexander played this week, he'll do the same thing to Amon-Ra St. Brown. They got the linebackers to cover sideline to sideline to stop Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift. And it's very, very tough to beat your rival in division 2 times in 1 year. And I don't think the Lions are just quite ready to beat that team that's on fire at this time. And I'll leave it at that.
All right, fellas. All right. We're going to get into that quarterback carousel. The quarterback carousel. Where will they land? Where will they go? Nobody knows but us. We're about to break it down, fellas. We'll go to the free agencies and the quarterbacks. Where will they go? We'll talk about Derek Carr. He was just benched. The Raiders benched him, and Stidham actually did his thing. But we're not going to speak on that yet. We're going to speak on who will replace Derek Carr with the Raiders and where will Derek Carr go. Let's put our GM hats on and get to it. What's up, fellas?
Perfect. So I'm going to list off a couple of quarterbacks, and I want y'all to choose where y'all think they're going to go.
All right.
We're going to start off with Jimmie G. Where's he going?
The Saints.
Why?
I believe the Saints just need someone who can distribute that ball and do it in a way that manages the game. Similar to what his responsibilities were with the 49ers. The Saints have the weapons. The Saints have a running game. The Saints need someone who has more sort of veteran experience, not a project, someone who's been to the big game because they're looking to get to the big game. They have a big game defense capable of a lot. That's why.
Right team, right division, wrong team.
Okay, what's up?
Carolina. I think Jimmie G ends in Carolina. That team is kind of in the middle, right kind of where Jimmie G is. Not quite old, not quite young. Just, I think he can. Carolina has surprised me. See, my only fear with this is that Carolina is going to Carolina this and not keep that coach, because quiet as it kept, ever since he became interim coach, they've been balling.
That's fine.
And
run games look better without
horrible.
Exactly. Carolina's going to Carolina this, and they're going to mess it up.
Fucking Jim Harbaugh.
But stop being Darius. But if I had to pick, just as we stand right now today, I think Carolina is the fit for him, and I think they will go after him. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go to the Saints, but I think Carolina is going to throw too much money at him, and that's going to be. I'm picking the Panthers for him.
Okay.
What you got down?
I'm gonna switch it. Right, I had 2 quarterbacks with the same 2 places because I believe they're interchangeable. So I'm gonna just go. I think he ends up with the Jets. To be honest with you, the only reason why I say that is because he's in the NFC. I think he wants to come back east. That's just what I think. I believe that that's all the Jets really need. Like, they need a consistent quarterback. And I went back and forth on whether him or Carr. And there's an argument to be made that Jimmie G has been better than Derek Carr. So if it was me personally, if I was a Jets fan, I want the guy. He might not can't. He can't throw on that boundaries that well, but at least crossing routes, the comebacks he might have you on that. And Jimmie G has been proven to be a winner. Like, say what you want about the man, he does have one of the highest quarterback winning percentages in the NFL history. So I would go with the Jets.
I got the Jets as well. I picked the Jets. Mike, I was actually tempted to pick the Carolina Panthers, but I felt like the Jets was that team that is a quarterback away from being right in the playoffs. They got the defense. Jimmy G shines in the bright lights, right? He belongs in Broadway. He belongs in New York. We call him porn star Jimmy. Come on, he belongs there, right? They got the defense. They got weapons. They got Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis. You know, you get Mekhi Beckham back next year, so you have an established offensive line. You got some solid young running backs too. You got Michael Carter from North Carolina. You still got Breece Hall, who would have been the offensive rookie of the year this year. So I think being able to dump the ball off to him every so often, if he comes back healthy, would be golden for this Jets team. So I got him going to the Jets as well. So I'm with you, Don. Next one we got is Daniel Jones.
Jeez.
He's a free agent this year. The Giants did not pick up his fifth option. Where I think he's going?
Giants. They already said. I think they said they was going to sign him back.
I got the Giants as well. I think he played his way into a contract. I think, he's coming from that Manning family. I feel like he's going to stay in New York, and I don't know how that's going to work out. I don't know if he's going to consistently get better. I mean, he's okay this year. I mean, statistically, it isn't that pretty, but he doesn't also have weapons. He has no one to really throw the ball to. He only really has Saquon. So, give him some weapons. Maybe he'll get better.
That's a shot coming from you, cuz.
I think he's going to be on the Giants too, pending his agent doesn't get greedy and asks for like 30-40 million a year,
which would be crazy.
I think they're just franchise tag him if he does that.
Crazy.
But see, I don't think so, because I think they're going to franchise Saquon.
Really?
So can't. I think they would rather franchise Saquon and let Daniel Jones walk than vice versa, franchise Daniel Jones and let Saquon walk.
Do you think if they franchise Saquon, you think would you even play on that contract? If I'm Saquon, I wouldn't.
If I'm Saquon, no. If I'm Saquon, no. But
I want guaranteed money.
Exactly. If I'm Saquon, no. But I'm pretty sure that's what the Giants are going to do. That's what I think they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I think Daniel Jones will sign. He's going to probably get like 20-25 million, which is crazy to me. But
bruh, silently he ain't been trash this year. I give him that.
Yeah, no, not boo boo, but
not turning the ball. He's just not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
And his last game, he put on the show. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
he did ball out against Washington though. I mean the Colts too. The Colts and Washington. But
I'll say this: if he ever, my bad, Jimmie. If he balls out in the playoffs and say they go out there and beat the Vikings, that price is only gonna go up, and I believe they're gonna beat the Vikings.
Oh yeah, if the Giants see the Vikings, they're beating them. I'll put money on that.
I don't think the Vikings want to see the Giants, but I would pick the Vikings. But I agree, I don't think they want to see the Giants. I think they'd rather not. They'd rather not have to deal with that again because they should have lost.
Exactly. Vikings losing in the first round regardless, whoever they play.
I don't know. I think it depends on who they play.
The Packers are going to beat them. The Giants are going to beat them. They can't get the Cowboys, but the Cowboys already showed them that they'll smack that ass.
What you got, Jimmie?
I'm definitely going with those Giants for Daniel Jones, but I believe it will be with a quarterback, battle with Cooper Rush. I think Cooper Rush would like to try to stick it to Dallas. I believe they will not be able to sign Cooper Rush. I believe they'll try to stamp Dak as the guy, which will allow Cooper to go, and they will battle it out. But I believe Daniel Jones will get another opportunity because that Manning name behind him. You're right, cuz. You're right.
Yeah. Next one we got. He's playing well this year. Revamped his career a little bit. Geno Smith. Where's he going to go?
Seattle. He's staying put.
I think that's his only option.
Yeah,
I honestly think he's. I seen somebody say he signed like a 2-year deal, and they just probably draft somebody for him to mentor. Like, ain't nobody want no Geno.
Yeah, I think
he has not played bad this year though. Like he And it's not like one of those he's just kind of managing. He's actually, I've watched a few Seahawks. He's playing well for them.
He's doing some big time passes.
They'd be very interesting if they could have snuck in the playoffs, but they're not. So but I'd say Seattle also.
Yeah. Interesting for who?
The Vikings.
Yeah, I praised the Vikings a few minutes ago, and like every time I think about it, I'm like, yeah, they could lose to them though. They absolutely could lose to them though.
My only thing with Geno is it seemed like when he played good teams, if they got a good pass rush, Geno started to look like fidgety back there. Like,
I mean, don't that remind you of somebody?
Mac.
No.
He saw the deflection.
That guy is sitting above you. That guy.
That one that crumbled every time somebody about to hit him.
Why are we always coming for the golds? I want this energy when basketball starts again. Michael Jordan, the Kobe's, the LeBrons. I want the disrespect. You talking about Tom Brady? Without a line, he's the division champ, fellas, not the Panthers.
Bro, let's relax.
And look at the Saints. The Saints are actually above the Panthers, but that's neither here nor there. I called it. I was on it. I eyed it. But you ain't want to listen.
Bro, how good do you have to be the sorry team in your division?
Why don't you pick the Bucks? I'm just saying.
Because the Bucks are trash.
Why don't you pick the Saints? The Panthers
because they're trash. Every team, they are trash.
You believe in Sam Darnold.
Them. Yes.
You're willing to run away from the gold. Run, yes. For support.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because actually Sam Darnold is still a starting quarterback in this league today.
Sheesh.
Where's he gonna go?
I got him staying put. I believe what he's doing is showing that he's a legitimate quarterback. And with the Jets, it wasn't a legitimate chance to show that. And I believe the Panthers have given him that surprisingly. And I think you spoke on the Big Mike. The coach is why. Because that old line wasn't what it needed to be. Christian McCaffrey stayed banged up. But even with that not being the case, he's still showing he's right there with the Daniel Jones. I would say maybe in his starts, I know it's minimal sample size, he's played better than Daniel Jones this year. So I'll take Sam
Darnold.
Yeah, I believe it'll be. Yeah, I believe so.
But what?
Dan Jones, Sam Darnold.
I got him going to Washington. I got him going to Commanders.
Yeah.
I think the Commanders are again gonna try to band-aid this issue and bring in Darnold. He has the weapons. You got Terry McLaurin, you got Dotson, you got Curtis Samuel. You got Brian Robinson, who's looking to pick it up. I don't know if they'll keep Gibson, but I think he has more upside than Wentz and is a better passer than Heineke. So I got him going to Washington.
I also have them going to Washington just because they're going to need a quarterback because Ron Rivera clearly doesn't like Heineke. So
shocking.
And Carson Wentz is washed, so
oh my God.
I think they will go get Sam Darnold. He'll be on the cheap, and I think that's what they're going to go get. It's an okay move, but I have a phrase. I don't know if you've watched my podcast. I have a phrase, and Washington just falls into this. Bad franchises do bad franchise things, and Washington is the pure definition of that because I don't know in what world you bench Heineke for Carson Wentz in the biggest game of the season, but bad franchises do things like that.
That's a fact.
100%.
And for the coach to not know that they was going to be eliminated.
And for the coach to not know.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible.
The disconnect. How the hell? Leadership. Dropping
like
the ball.
That is low key a fireable offense for me. Like
I think on.
Like, bro,
we'll get there.
The time and situation of the season.
Get there.
What?
We'll get there.
For who is Sam Darnold? I honestly think that he returns back to Carolina on a 1-year deal, and I think they draft like an Anthony Richardson just to be mentored by him. Like honestly, there's no difference between Sam Darnold, Taylor Heineke, any of those like middle level quarterbacks. Like, you just replacing a problem with another problem, because I guarantee you that you're going to be complaining about Sam Darnold by the end of the season, or he might not even be starting by the end of the season. So I mean, for me, I just think that he goes back to Carolina. Carolina's building something nice, and they take a chance on Anthony Richardson, because I don't think they'll be able to get Will Levis or like the CJ Strouds or the Bryce Youngs, and let him like mentor underneath him and learn the game and get his chance like sometime next year in the middle of the season.
I could agree. I could definitely agree with that. Now we're going to get into a controversial one that we had I think it was a couple of episodes ago. My man, Baker Mayfield, where's he going to go?
I can't believe you claimed him.
That's crazy.
That's my boy, man.
He stopped claiming him. What it was the other week when we said something about him? He didn't want to say anything about Baker.
Break up to makeup. I cannot believe this. Goodness, but I got him staying put because Matthew Stafford's age and then the situation. I believe McVay really loves him for whatever reason. Just like you, your love fest for New Orleans and Baker is on another level.
He sees the potential.
The fake Sean believes in him too. He sees something, and that's going to lead to the Rams keeping him. I don't like it, but I believe that's what will happen.
I agree with you. Honestly, I think he stays there because we don't know what Stafford's situation is with his neck injury, and he's been okay with the Rams, and I think they give him another opportunity just to come back on like a 1-year deal.
Yes.
But for that reason, I do think they're going to give Stafford one more year. I don't think Baker Mayfield's ego is going to allow him to be a backup all year. Wow. He already tried it this year with Carolina.
Wow.
And it's not going to happen. And I really don't like Baker Mayfield too much, but one of my favorite things about him is he's petty. And the pettiness with him, I think, leads him to New Orleans and to the Saints. And yeah, not really.
Is Baker better than Andy Dalton or Jameis?
Nope. But I'm not signing him. New Orleans is going to sign him because they're going to believe the hype. Hold on, Mike. Since Darius wanted to sprinkle the Jamar Chase thing in for me earlier, let's hear about some of the quarterbacks Darius would take Baker Mayfield over.
Davis Mills.
Yep, Davis
Daniel
Mills,
Jones,
Mac Jones, Daniel Jones.
Who else was on that list? Was it Geno? Was Geno on there?
No, Geno wasn't on there.
Taylor Heineke.
Was Taylor Heineke on that list?
Heineke. He's better than Heineke.
That's the only one.
I feel like it was more controversial than this.
Yeah, it was. I could go to the clip.
Was.
I could go to the clip and find out exactly who he said, but it was some crazy name.
I'm very biased.
Oh, he said Ryan Tannehill, I believe. I heard Ryan Tannehill.
Wow. Okay, I got it right here. I said over Mike White, Andy Dalton, Matt Ryan, Mac Jones, Daniel Jones, Marcus Mariota, and Davis Mills.
That's a legit list, actually. That's legit. Besides Mac.
Those are at that time, all those quarterbacks were all starters.
I'll take Mac.
And I said that behind the right mind, like a Sean McVay, I think that can bring the best out of Baker. Him just going to a bridge coach that is going to be there for 1, maybe 2 years. He already had that in Cleveland. Listen, I already broke down the Baker situation, right?
Yes.
But
you definitely
multiple offense coordinators, multiple head coaches, bad organization. To Mike's point, bad organizations do bad things. That was an 0-16 roster. But hey, I'm not going to get on my Baker rant today. I do like Baker. I think he also will stay with the Rams because, again, that brings to the point. I don't know who brought it up, but we don't know the Stafford situation. You give him a year to learn behind Stafford. We don't know how that's going to go. But if Stafford gets hurt again, at least he has Cooper Kupp. I think this team will be a contender next year. They got a solid foundation. Yeah, I think they'll be better next year. You get Aaron Donald back, Jalen Ramsey will come back. Come on, don't disrespect these guys.
The Rams are going to be.
Okay. All of their best players are damn near hurt. Yeah,
they're definitely.
Will they
So-
be Super Bowl contenders? But they'll be better.
They could be a playoff team again.
They could be a playoff team. I could see that.
So yeah, I think Baker's going to stay.
Stafford's healthy.
Stafford's healthy. They're a playoff team.
I agree.
Hey,
All right.
real quick before you go to the next episode, I had to look up some Baker stuff because you know,
Yo,
I just be hearing blasphemy and I just be like, I cannot believe this man really thinks Baker's like that. Baker threw for 111 yards since he's been there. He's threw for 111 yards, 132 yards, and got 230 twice. And now it's only because they was playing the Denver Broncos. Baker is not that guy, bro.
First of all,
nice.
Denver's pass defense is one of the top pass defenses.
Hold on. But Russ was giving that ball away like it was Christmas gifts on.
But who was Baker throwing it to?
Yeah,
That's
you
not
don't even
matter.
have your best
Higbee is still a competent tight end.
No. I have him on my fantasy team. He's not. Don't do that.
He's
This is
competent.
disrespectful to my fantasy team.
He's
He's trash. He's almost trash. Last resort.
Oh my goodness. So now we're going to get into the juicy quarterbacks here, the last three. Lamar Jackson. He's on a contract negotiation with the Ravens. Will they get it done or will he move on? What do y'all think?
See, this one's tough for me because he won't be on the Ravens. He won't. I just don't know what he
Next year?
No. Yeah, I just don't. No, I don't. Yeah, I don't believe so. I don't think he's gonna settle again. He's like a running back. I need my money now. Stop waiting and waiting. My body is my temple, and my body is on the line. And I'm a quarterback. I believe he gets it done now. And he also, got banged up this year. But I just don't know where he would go. I was, we talked about Atlanta, talked about teams with money to be able to do it. I can't pinpoint it, but he will not be on the Ravens. That's all I got to say about it.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie, that sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think just seeing the last couple of weeks with Huntley at quarterback just forces the Ravens staff to really pay him. And obviously it takes their run game isn't as fluent without him. So he enhances that run game, but also I'm sure we all know he wants that guaranteed money. I don't think he'll get more than Deshaun. I think they'll pay him a little bit under what Deshaun made, but guaranteed, all fully guaranteed. And I think they're gonna make that happen.
I think you're right. I think him being hurt actually was a blessing because it is Baltimore's hand. And I would have been all Baltimore. I still think it's going to be Baltimore, but I think we really need to keep our eye on this Miami situation because this Tua thing is starting 3 in 1 year is now where we're like, hey, something might not be right here. And he was injury prone before he got these concussions.
Oh, yeah.
So we might be at a point where Miami's really looking at it because I don't believe so. But Miami thinks they're a quarterback away. And I'm sure Miami thinks if they had Lamar Jackson, they'd be just as good as Buffalo. And to be honest with you, thinking about Lamar Jackson, Waddle, and Tyreek running around is kind of scary to me. But I'm not confident enough to pick it. But it's definitely, I'm going to pick Baltimore, but it's definitely I'm looking over there.
Wow.
Because I don't think they trust Tua. I like Tua, but I mean, facts is facts.
I wonder if Miami has enough cap space for him.
I don't think
because that's another big thing as well.
Because they just signed Chubb and they gave Tyreek that massive deal.
They gave Tyreek a lot of money.
They got Armstead also.
There's not many teams he can really go to. I mean,
but that owner is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you probably gotta, get rid of some guys.
He's crazy. He'll do whatever if he wants to. I can see him just doing something stupid to go get him.
Yeah,
I say this. I honestly, I would love to see Lamar out of this division, but I honestly can't say that the Ravens are gonna let him go. Like, I found it crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I found it kind of crazy that you don't think that he'll get more than Deshaun. He's done more than Deshaun in this league. For him not to get more money than Deshaun would be craziness. Like, Deshaun hasn't done nothing. Like, you love to talk about people who haven't done nothing. He's done nothing.
No, we're talking about two people who haven't done anything. So now we need to talk about ability.
Lamar
and ability
got an MVP.
Is no question.
Lamar got an MVP. That's something that tell you that you was the best in the league that year.
But I'm talking about, this is a team sport. Individual, great. He's greater at what he does than Deshaun is. But what I'm speaking on is what leads the team to success when it comes to winning. I
can't give you that because Deshaun has not looked like Deshaun this year.
Yes,
I know you're gonna say okay, and that so Lamar can't elevate next year also? Continue to elevate his passing? Could that not happen?
Yeah, but it ain't been happening like we've seen with Jalen Hurts.
And Deshaun has not been playing like old Deshaun also. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here, Jimmie? You can't.
What I'm saying is, Jimmie, you're doing I'm breaking it down for you because Deshaun. No. Deshaun Watson has more ability, plain and simple, when it comes to throwing more than Lamar Jackson. We're talking about a quarterback here. So when it comes to throwing the ball in the playoffs, outside the numbers, something we don't believe Lamar can do.
Who doesn't?
Why can't we pay him more?
The thing about it is you're doing your thing again where it's like one thing applies for one guy, but it doesn't apply for the other. And this is it's like a loop that we do with you, like especially when we talk about Brady.
Please
so
it
it's
down.
like,
please.
My thing is, I just said you're talking about Deshaun. Deshaun has not looked like old Deshaun, but you're giving him the benefit of the doubt that he's going to return back to old Deshaun, right?
Yes, he's proven he has a better arm than Lamar. Yes.
I don't know about a better arm. Lamar can throw that ball. Lamar can throw that ball. He's not. I'm not going to say he's as accurate as Deshaun, but he.
I don't know how to entertain that statement. You're saying Lamar's arm is on the same level as Deshaun.
Have you not seen Lamar? Lamar has an arm. It's not like no Tua arm out there. Brooke has an arm. He's not as accurate. He's not.
That's what I'm
okay. That's what I said. I said he's not as accurate as Deshaun. But my thing is, you're giving Deshaun the benefit of the doubt. Why can't Lamar get the benefit of the doubt that he's going to elevate his game in the passing to be I ain't gonna say a top passer, but at least better than what he is right now? Because it's not like he's some horrible passer. He's average right now. So I can't say I would give Deshaun more money, especially off of what he's coming off of. Lamar don't cause you no issues. Bruh's an MVP, and he's that whole offense. Deshaun ain't that whole offense.
He's also
relax.
No, that's silly. Like, he take how high is his percentage of usage rate, and with that usage rate, how much of it is running? We talk about running back shelf life all the time. If Lamar's used like a running back, we need to speak about his shelf life.
But he's not getting big hits like that. Lamar don't be getting hit like that.
It's not about the big hits. It's about putting your body on the line.
But if you're not getting hit, what does it matter?
If Tom, we're not going to go Tom because he's not going to run. But if any quarterback is running outside the pocket, in any capacity, that's putting your body on the line. No matter if it's you're getting hit big time or not. You can sprain the ankle, you can twist the knee. Let me get
in between this real quick.
Please.
If you're the Ravens, do you pay Lamar more money than you paid Deshaun? If your organization,
he's their offense. They literally have nothing else besides Lamar. And it's not even like the Ravens have done anything to help this man. They haven't given him a top wide receiver. He has no weapons. All he has is Mark Andrews, and that's it. And then they always go get these old retired wide receivers and then say, oh, we gave him a wide receiver. They put more effort into the defense than they do on the offense to give him actually help. And so all I'm saying is you get that man, trust me, I would love to see the Ravens downfall, but I can at least acknowledge if you get that man a premier wide receiver, I believe their offense goes to higher levels and they could actually be a Super Bowl contender.
Okay. I agree. But isn't that how the Ravens always been? They've always been that way. They've always been.
That don't make it right.
But they've always been defense first. They've brought in older receivers, pretty much every Anquan Bolden, Steve Smith Sr. I didn't see him play, but Shannon Sharp. These are guys that they brought in that were veterans in the league. That I think that the latest receiver that they got was Bateman. And
But look who you talking about. You're talking about future Hall of Famers. Look what they just went and got. Sammy Watkins. They got
they tried to get Julio. Before Julio went to Tennessee, they tried to get Julio.
Julio
didn't want to play there.
Neither. He ain't on nothing either.
But who was throwing to
we
these
talking
guys?
Julio before he went to Tennessee.
He was trash in Tennessee.
They didn't want to bring in AB because obviously AB brings in baggage. What happened?
He was hurt at Tennessee.
He was.
He was trash once he got to Tampa Bay.
So, hey, we're not going to disrespect Julio today.
all I say is if you give Lamar the weapons that he needs, I believe Lamar would be able to get his team to the Super Bowl, and I believe you got to pay that man his money. If anything, you've seen like with their recent stretch. Shoot, their offense wasn't hitting on nothing with him there because he ain't got weapons. But even what Tyler Huntley did, I don't believe they scored over 20. Like that offense is hard to watch. Like at least Lamar brings some type of flair to it. Some type of he might be able to break this for a big play. Like that's all I'm saying. I believe he just get franchise tag. To be honest with you,
I think that's risky. I don't think he plays for a franchise tag.
And if I'm him, I wouldn't play for a franchise tag. But there's a lot of gray areas, and I think that is a topic for another day as far as his contract. Let's get into the next quarterback. We're going to get into Derek Carr.
Darius, I like how you did that. You left the best one for last. I like that.
That's for Jimmie.
He will be playing for those Bucks. Yes, the Bucks. I believe he will. Derek Carr goes to a situation where he can make something shake because they have something to make it shake with. On both sides of the ball, this team is in the midst of their prime. The linebacker position, the DB position. You have Mike Evans with another 1,000-yard potential season coming again to make it 10. Chris Godwin is looking better. I can see him fitting in well with the Bucks.
Wow. So that means the GOAT's going to be gone?
We gone. We ain't wearing this next year. I might put some championship on the back, just to wear. But we gonna switch it up. If it's the Raiders, it's cool. If it's the Jets, it's cool. I'm going with the GOAT until he's Jets. If the Jets, it's cool because we getting it back at Bill Belichick. We'll speak about Bill Belichick.
Bro, what type of Patriots fan are you? If you gonna go for the Jets?
He's crazy.
I'm trying to tell you. I have a love and hate relationship with Bill Belichick because he cost us a Super Bowl. When you bench Malcolm Butler, we could have been sitting on 7. Stop it.
But then he's the greatest coach in the NFL.
Yes, that's true.
But
trash GM, but the greatest coach.
It's called fickle. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. Fickle.
Y'all gonna respect some greatness.
Who you got, Mike?
All I do the majority of my time is listen to Jet fans whine and complain about their team. So I'm sipping the Kool-Aid. I don't know how. Well, I mean, they're gonna pay. I don't think the Jets have the assets really. I know I wouldn't give the Raiders a first-round pick.
I don't think they're gonna have to trade for him.
You think they're gonna cut him?
Mm-hmm. Wow. I was listening to Mike Flora the other day. He was like, a couple days after the Super Bowl or something like that, they have like a certain amount of time that they can cut him without having any money attached to him besides $5 million. But after that, I think his contract is guaranteed or something like that, or it's a big portion. Yeah, so I would just cut him and take my loss and not worry about that because who want to give Derek Carr $40 million?
The Jets.
I won't be surprised.
He's their savior. You put him on the Jets and they're gonna win the Super Bowl apparently, but.
Wow. I think they'll make the play. I think they'll make the playoffs.
They'll make the playoffs. I'm not going to come on here. I don't even know if they'll do that, to be honest. But I don't want to come in here and jet bash as I get accused of doing.
I say this. I think Carr goes to the Commanders. Like honestly, like that's all the Commanders are really missing is a quarterback. You give him Samuel. You give him Scary Terry. They got Dotson out there. They got some weapons out there, and Gibson and Robinson at running back. Like I believe he go out there to DC. Them boys could be I ain't gonna say scary, but they could be a playoff team, like in a hard out, because that's literally their only downfall. Like they have a good defense, they have offensive weapons, and I think Carr can at least bring them to relevancy again. Get Ron Rivera out there.
See, now if you're saying Carr is going to get cut, right? See, I got Carr going to Tampa Bay, and actually, that's going to segue right into the next one too, because you're right, we did save the best one for last, Don, and that man, Tom Brady. Where is he going to go? And I think they're going to swap. But first, I'm going to say Derek Carr. I can't see him going to Washington only because that's basically going to the same situation he's already in. Now you're going to go to Washington. You got to play Dak. You got to play Jalen Hurts. You're going to play a growing Giants team.
Do you not think he could beat Dak at least once a year?
But I don't think he wants to do that. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to take that chance, especially with Washington. So you can go to Tampa Bay. They already have a 1-2 punch in Godwin and Mike Evans. I don't know if they'll keep Leonard Fournette, but they got Ricard White, who's getting better. They got a solid foundation on defense. So I mean, and then that coaching staff, they've been there for 3-4 years now. So I mean, you got a solid foundation there in Tampa Bay. You could take over that division easily. Now, Tom Brady. We know he's not going back with the Patriots. We know he doesn't want to play for Bill Belichick. But I don't see why he didn't have I didn't see he had an issue with McDaniels, right? So why not go play with McDaniels? You have offensive weapons in Adams, Waller, and Renfro. Who knows if they keep Josh Jacobs? I highly doubt it because you're going to have to pay him a lot of money. But the only thing about Tom Brady going to the Raiders is that they don't have a defense. So then you're going to have to rely on yourself at 46 years old to continuously put up points after point after point. And then you got to play Mahomes every year and you got to play Herbert. And that's the only thing. But I don't see why he wouldn't go play with Mike McDaniels. So I see a swap.
Let me up. Let hold on.
Mike or Josh? Mike or Josh?
Josh, sorry.
Okay. The Dolphins sound nice.
I honestly think he retired, to be honest with you. Like, I can't see him going to Jimmie. You know, I'm about to say some stuff that you ain't gonna like.
Please say it with your chest. If you're gonna do it, just do it.
I promise you. You know, I've been waiting to hear this Brady nonsense. I honestly think that he retires because I mean you got a bag waiting on you to go be an analyst, and you're gonna go to the Raiders, like we said, have no defense, and he can't elevate this Tampa Bay team. What make you think he's gonna be able to elevate that team? So and then he go to that division. At best, he the third best quarterback in that division. So it's like I can't sit there and say like he's going to the Raiders. 49ers don't need him. They got Purdy. He looking better than Brady right now. Who else we got? I can't see him going to the Jets because it's the Jets. I can't see him doing that. So who else wants a washed up quarterback? I don't know. Like I don't see anybody that would want him besides Fox. So, and then on top of that, he just got a divorce. You gonna move all the way across the country where your kids is in Tampa? Like I can't see it. Like,
listen,
please.
I wouldn't put it past him because if history has taught us anything, is that Tom Brady is definitely on that fuck them kids kind of energy. So I wouldn't put it past him. But I do agree with you. And full disclosure, I am a Tom Brady hater. So like,
I'm glad at least you say it with your chest.
I celebrated when he retired last year. I was very happy, and
I was happy too.
Just like the boogeyman that he is, he rose from the dead to do this one more time. But
would be trash.
But I've enjoyed him being trash this year, and I mean it's over. Like. It's over, and I think the best thing that can happen is that they won this division and that the Cowboys blow their doors off and just take Old Yeller out behind the barn and just end it. because he's not going to stop. He's that fight. He's Muhammad Ali. He's not going to stop until they stop him.
Yeah.
He's just going to keep going. He's divorced. He's out in these streets now. So, so it's over, bro. It's over. You're 50. Like, go play some golf.
You gotta relax, Tom.
Like, go get some 20-year-old girlfriend.
I think his father said, like, you're gonna have to drag him off the field or something like that, like a few years ago.
I believe it.
And the reason why you have to drag this man off the field is because he is great at what he does. He is the greatest at what he does. And when we're talking about this, I'm not talking about the quarterback. I'm talking about lacing them up to play the game of football with the pigskin. I'm not talking about soccer. We're talking about football here. And when we talking about Tom Brady, we don't just apply other logic to Tom Brady. We can't do that here. All right. So when we're talking about his kids, we're talking about GOAT status. The kids are taken care of. We're talking about football. He's going to see them in the offseason. We're talking about vacation. We're talking about private jets here. We're talking about private jets there. We're talking about things that we're not there yet to understand it. But when it came to those LeBron commercials battling Father Time, it should be Tom Brady right there. Okay.
Father of the year.
Because he's battling Father Time while being relevant. He ain't just out there putting up numbers. He is up here putting the team with a nice base in contention. This team is a division winner. This team is in the playoffs. A lot of these teams we just spoke on have a better situation than the Bucs when it comes to quarterback, but yet they are not in it, or it's still yet to be determined. Tom Brady can go anywhere he wants to go because he's Tom Brady. Now, where he will go, it's a very juicy question. I don't want him to go to the Raiders. I don't want to see it. It's not a good formula. He is 46 years old, and he needs a lot of things at this age. I'm not acting like this man is the best player right now. I'm acting like he's the GOAT. And with that status, it allows you to get a certain level of, okay, let me see. But with the Raiders, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it at all. With the Jets, I would love to see it. With the 49ers, I would love to see it. 49ers, Brock Purdy is yet to be determined. Because you have two rookies, not rookies, but younger quarterbacks on their first contract, it allows you to pay Brady a little bit, which you might have three quarterbacks in there. Maybe Brady goes out like Breeze with the Taysom Hill situation and Jameis Winston. Maybe it's a little bit of here Purdy, a little bit of there with Trey Lance, a little bit of here with Tom Brady, and they get to the Super Bowl. Maybe. Or maybe he goes to the Jets and wants to stick it to Bill Belichick. I would love it. I would wear a Jets uniform, jersey, while also wearing a Patriots hat. I would do that. And I could do that because we own the Jets. We also own the Atlanta Falcons. It's very different over here. We're able to be flexible with it. Belichick's greatness, Brady's greatness is a battle within itself. And that can motivate him like no other. Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, I would love to see 2 times a year.
Yo, Jimmie.
The Jets Patriots jersey is different.
That's just nasty. That's what it is. Yo, you said a whole bunch of stuff, and I was just thinking, like, here go Jimmie defending old Brady again. Hey, all of us see what he is, and you know, I thought about this the other day. I really did. I said, am I going to be like Jimmie when Joe Burrow gets old, just defending him and bringing up stuff that he did in the past? Like, all I can go off of is what I'm seeing. And I've told you this time and time again, Brady ain't elevating nobody no more. So you sitting here saying he go to one of your lines that you just said was Brady can go wherever he wants. That's a lie. Because when he was on LeBron's show, he said they chose that guy over me. Yes, because you're washed. Nobody wants you.
Since then, what has he done?
One Super Bowl.
He won a championship. So that shows that he can go wherever he wants to go, which is what he did. He went to the team he wants to go to and won a championship.
He didn't want to go. He wanted to go to what it was either Las Vegas or the 49ers. It was one of them that he wanted to go to, and they didn't want to give up their quarterback at that time. Mind you, the quarterback at the time was either Tua, Derek Carr, or Jimmy G. That tell you how far your GOAT has fallen. That those teams do not want to give you.
His age is why they thought he wouldn't be able to do anything. And since then, he's gotten older and won.
He's won one Super Bowl, bro. Stop acting like he's just out here just
won one as well. And Aaron Rodgers had won one as well.
I'm not praising these guys.
Why are we poo-pooing Brady winning one Super Bowl when these all-time great quarterbacks have won 1 or 2 Super Bowls? Stop it.
Bro, you acting like
greatness because there's 3 different Hall of Fame careers and 1. Stop it.
That first Hall of Fame career, that was more on the defense than him in the Super Bowls. But hey,
Peyton Manning's second was too.
Get it how you live.
And Jamal's is his weapon. I mean, Joe's is his weapon.
The thing about it is, I'm not sitting here praising these guys like how you be trying to praise Brady. Like Brady is just the end all be all. Like he's the reason that these teams are winning every single thing. He ain't, bro. Like he ain't that no more. He better just go in here, retire. Like he go to any of these teams, all he gonna do is start diminishing his legacy, like how Russell Wilson doing right now. To be honest with you,
he can't be a game manager. I'm asking seriously.
Possibly.
Just kidding.
And on that note, we will get right into the next segment. What we got, Jimmie?
Darius, I like how you ain't saying nothing about that Brady topic. I like how you did that.
I knew as soon as that was coming up what was gonna happen, and exactly happened.
It's all right. Now, the coaches. We talk about the coaches, and again, seeing guys go, we don't want to see it. We want to see, elevate, sustain what you got. We were in a coach's hot seat. We got Nathaniel Hackett. He's gone. I think they deserve it. We got two coaches that we think need to go. We're going to put our GM hats on. Actually, we're going to keep them on and talk about these coaches in the hot seat. Talking about 6 per year, about an average of 6 coaching changes. Who will it be? What's up, fellas?
Yeah. At first, I thought they was going to give him another year. New first year head coach, bring in first year Russell Wilson. New system, a new quarterback, some young offensive talent around Russ. But I honestly think it was definitely the fire was valid. Obviously we know coaches' lifespans are very short in the NFL, right? Mm-hmm. This guy was an OC for the Bills, the Jags, the Packers, and you have the worst offense in the NFL with Russell Wilson. Come on now. Defense can't bail you out every single time. You got your guys not believing in Russ. You got players blowing up on the sideline. It just looks like this guy had no control of this team at all. So I mean, the fire was very, very valid. I think they bring in someone else. Obviously, they're going to bring in someone else, but I don't see as an OC, you should have been able to elevate that offense and the defense complement that, and we didn't see that. So I think the fire was valid. What you got?
He had to go, man. He had to go.
Yeah.
He had to go. Like, I get that. You get a leash. It's your first year. Anyone that watched that team, he had to go. Like, I understand Russ had the worst year of his career, but a lot of that wasn't Russ either. Like, they were undisciplined, doing stupid stuff on the field. Like you said, fighting on the side. He had to go. Like, goodbye. We got to get an adult in the room because this is it. And Denver is one of those organizations that I stated earlier. They consider themselves a blue blood organization. So you're not gonna walk up in here and mess this up.
Yeah.
When Denver has a history and a tradition of being good. So he had to go. Like, I thought he would make it to the end of the year, but once you get your doors blown off, by what you call it, like the way that they did, yeah,
the Rams. That was bad.
It's time to go. Good night. Good night. Don't even come back to the locker room. Just the limo is outside. Good night, sir. Good night. Like, I think that the temptation is to bring an offensive coach in for them, but you bring a defensive coach in and just have Russ game manage. Might not be the worst idea either. Maximize your strengths. I wouldn't put it past that. I would consider it. I understand why you would want to get an offensive coach, but I would look at some of these defensive coordinators out here and just be like, maximize what we got. Go get a really good running back and just pray that Russ hasn't completely fallen off the cliff.
Yeah, they got some money to spend too, so maybe piece up, Jerry Judy, ship him off somewhere, find a draft pick, and bring in some different talent.
Why give away Jerry Judy? He been their best wide receiver this year.
He hates Russ.
Cortland Sutton.
Jerry Judy has been better than Cortland Sutton this year.
Y'all and these receivers. Goodness gracious.
I don't know if he's been better, but I know he is better. I know that.
I like that. I like that.
I know he is better than him. And like I said, he hates Russ, so you can go right on out with the coach.
Yeah.
Hackett, yes, he needed to go. I do agree, and because you said it, the lifespan of a coach is very minimal when you have high expectations. You're talking about a window for this team being small as well. So, I mean, Russ is older, so he's going to need certain things. We just spoke on Brady needing certain things. Russ needs certain things. This old line needs to be able to complement this aging quarterback. This offensive unit needs to be able to complement this top tier defensive unit. It's not like they don't have some type of foundation, and Hackett wasn't able to do anything with a solid base in a division where the level of expectation you can't help but you can't shoot yourself in the foot when you're playing against the Chiefs and the Chargers. The Chargers are going to do that themselves also, but you're talking about top tier talent across the board in your division. We have to have a top tier coach. So I believe it was warranted, and the only top tier coach that is not in that division is the Chargers coach, and we'll get in him to him really, really soon. Brandon Staley. These two guys are why this division didn't live up to expectations. It's the coaches, not Russ.
Y'all basically said it all about Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, he wasn't hitting on nothing all season. It's partly him and Russ, but I mean, hey, what you gonna do? You pay one man $250 million. You can't get rid of him because ain't nobody gonna want no washed up short quarterback. But I'll just move on to my first one. I got Cliff Kingsbury. Like, bruh he's underachieved. I mean, last year they got off to the 11-0 start, and then they just crumbled. I mean, him and Kyler look like they're beefing this year. Like, he's supposed to be an awesome offensive coach, and they got one of the worst. They're one of the worst third down teams. They commit like a lot of turnovers. They're 25th ranked. Defense is trash. 29th ranked. They don't get any pressure on quarterbacks. I mean, and they allow 20. They're the 25th ranked in points allowed. What you gonna do with that, man? People getting it however they want it over there in Arizona. I mean, I just feel like if you give them, with all those weapons around Kyler, they got Hollywood, they got D-Hop, they had AJ Green, they had Robbie Anderson, Connor is a decent running back, and they got McBride as the tight end, and Zach Ertz also. That is a lot of talent for your team to be like 4-11 right now or something like that. That is ridiculous. And I just don't see how you can even bring him back and justify it because he's been so trash.
Yeah. That was actually my second coach on my list was Cliff Kingsbury. Because I think honestly he's losing this locker room. I think they need a new voice in there. Like you said, you hit it right on the money with him and Kyler's beefing. I mean, they consistently don't get any better throughout the year. They consistently get worse. They start off pretty hot, and every single year they just end up just not falling through towards the end of the season. So there's no adjustment in your game plan. Teams are adjusting to what you do throughout the year. And it's been the same thing every single year. I mean, he needs to get out of there. They need a new guy in that locker room.
You definitely hit it right on the money. I got Cliff as well. Brandon and Cliff. I mean, it was the scheme in the system that really made this hire possible. He accomplished really almost nothing when it comes to the college ranks. He was not a winning top tier coach coming out of college. So I don't really understand why this opportunity was given to him. But with this opportunity, the scheme of the system, the system, meaning, the organization and the feel of the organization, leadership from the top, the Cardinals needed that ever since the Larry Fitzgerald era sort of ended. They're looking to turn in the correct direction, and they can't lean on Kyle. I don't believe he's that type of leader. He leads in a different way, and Cliff isn't that guy either. And they believe there was a match made in heaven. I don't know what happened. This looks worse than Rodgers and LaFleur.
Who's one of your coaches, Mike?
I have, only because, like I said, bad franchises do bad franchise things. I think Carolina is going to get rid of their interim coach. I don't know if that counts since he's interim, but I think they're going to be looking for a head coach because, like I said, I have no reason other than bad franchises do bad franchise things, because it just would make no sense. But it's Carolina, so we'll see. I mean, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So, and Ron Rivera. And Ron Rivera's got to go. Got to go.
Yeah. Just to kind of piggyback off you, Ron Rivera was one of my coaches. And I'll get into that in just one second. But I don't understand why the Carolina Panthers would even do that. And I agree with you that they probably are going to do that. And Steve Wilkes, this would be the second time he got jerked, right? The rug got jerked right from under him, because he only got 1 year with the Cardinals. Now he has the opportunity to coach the Panthers, and he's doing a great job. For this team to run the ball so well without CMC has been it's crazy.
Unbelievable.
It's been crazy to even think about. And Sam Darnold, I think he has 7 touchdowns and 1 interception since he's been in the game and playing so far this year. And the defense is solid. They got a solid foundation on defense. But let me get into this Ron Rivera. I think he's very overrated. 12 years head coach, 4 seasons over 500. He had one magical season with Cam and the Panthers. Cam MVP year when Cam went crazy, and they did not even win the Super Bowl. He hasn't even won more than 7 games in Washington. He didn't even know that once they lost this game previously that they were going to be out of the playoffs. Yeah, I'm sorry. He has to go. It's no other words for it. He got to go.
You definitely convinced me. Yo, that's definitely a fireable offense right there, like you said. Brandon Staley, I'm sorry, it's a fireable offense just because you have Justin. And it's only because you have Justin. It's not like the window's small or anything, but it's just the level of expectation with a top-tier talent. We're looking at all these, matches made in heaven actually pan out before our very eyes. You're talking about Trevor Lawrence and Dougie P. Talking about Pat, Andy, Joe, and Zach over there. The real Sean and Josh. This ain't it. Brandon and Justin is not going to happen. We need someone else to get in there. We talked about Sean Payton, the real Sean, coming back and being on those charges with Justin Herbert. That would be something crazy to see. Now,
can't wait.
What? I'm pretty much saying this is going to happen because you're talking about 2 years now, 2 years into a 4-year contract for Staley. So you've had an opportunity more so than Hackett. This isn't a Hackett situation, so I really shouldn't bring it up. But the Chargers are very inconsistent, like Cliff Kingsbury and those Cardinals. The Chargers are even inconsistent with the Phillip Rivers. You're talking about the Colts being inconsistent earlier in the episode. The Chargers are that as well. And I just don't believe he's the correct leader to help turn this team around with all the weapons they have. It just speeds up the clock on this coach.
Bro, honestly, I wouldn't fire Brandon Staley. Ain't nothing, and no coach is going to be able to do anything with their organization because the Chargers are going to charge her. That's just what it is, bro. Like, honestly, I can see if Brandon Staley didn't make the playoffs this year, I would say, yeah, fire him. But, they got like 10 wins right now. Like, they've improved. They're in the playoffs. Like, you never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. And right now, they matched up against the Jags. It's a possibility they could beat the Jags and then go to Kansas City, and who knows what happens.
The door's blown off of them.
Hey, I don't know about that, bro. Like, they played Kansas City tough both of these years, and I'm gonna use Darius and Jimmie argument that they used on me a few weeks ago. Can they use? Do I think Joe Burrow can beat the Patrick Mahomes 4 times in a row? Can Patrick Mahomes beat Justin Herbert 3 times in a row in one season?
Yes.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row in one season, bro.
That's difficult.
See, when you're that guy, when you're 1A at quarterback, and you have a top 5 coach, you do things like
it's
that.
Not hold on, it's not like Justin. It's not like Justin is down. He's like
9-10. 4 what?
Yeah. See what you said.
Who do you have above him? He is 9.
Herbert?
Yes,
7, 8.
Who?
Thank you. He is not better than Josh Allen.
Agreed.
He is not better than Patrick Mahomes.
Agreed.
He is not better than Jalen Hurts.
He's not.
He's not better than Dak Prescott.
Bro, stop, bro.
Whoa.
He's not better than Dak Prescott.
Dak
is top 10. Dak is not top 10.
Dak is not top 10.
Right.
Yo, Jalen Hurts either.
Dak is in that Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr.
He's not better than. Man, he's better than Kirk Cousins. Yeah, he's better. He's better than Kirk.
You're getting slippery territory.
I know. He's better than Kirk.
He's better than what he said. Jalen Hurts.
I don't know if he's better. I don't know if he's better. To be honest with you, I don't know if he's better than Derek Carr. To be honest with you,
bro. What are you smoking over there?
Justin Herbert?
I don't think so. I'm not big on him. I'm not
that big on him either, but I gotta give respect as respect is due, bro.
No, he's not better than your quarterback.
You love Derek Carr.
Not better than your quarterback.
Well, that's a different conversation.
Not better than Joe Burrow. He's
that's not even up for debate.
Justin Herbert's better than Lamar. I'm sorry.
Lamar Jackson has an MVP in his closet.
See, and he just was saying what he was saying earlier. And this is the thing.
Lamar got an MVP in his closet.
Yeah, he definitely has. But his legs
Justin Herbert has never been to the playoffs.
His legs don't directly elevate his team.
But you can't say that no more.
Your arm
he's going to the playoffs. He's going
Justin
to the playoffs.
Herbert's arm is top tier, top 5. His arm, just his arm.
I think that's the issue, is that Justin Herbert hasn't been elevating his team to get into the playoffs. But I think
last year wasn't his issue though. He played his team against the Raiders. That wasn't on him. Like, I can't. You can't blame. Trust me. I would love to diminish Justin Herbert to elevate Joe Burrow, but you got to get that man some props, bro. Bro, it's top 5. No.
Wait.
Justin Herbert's better than Joe Burrow?
He's not.
No.
Not.
No,
he ain't. I'm not saying that.
I'm about to say, who's saying?
No one has said that.
Trust. You would never get that from this top right corner.
Nah.
I can promise you.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Honestly, it's Mahomes, Burrow, Allen, and then if you ask me, I'm taking Herbert over the rest of them. Honestly, like Hurts, this is a good little season. This is a good little season. We don't know. At least Herbert has thrown for 4,000 yards in the 3 seasons he's been in. Hurts. This is a one hit. We don't know if this is gonna be a one hit wonder. Like we really do not.
You know what pays the bills in this league? W's. That's what pays.
It's the team.
You know how many times Justin Herbert's been to the playoffs? 0. You know how many times Jalen Hurts has been to the playoffs?
Once.
1 going on
and got
2.
blown out.
And still had a better season than your boy.
That's not my boy. That's not my boy.
You can throw the ball for 5,000 yards for all I care. If you getting empty calories and you just throwing the ball, scoring 40 points and still losing.
So let me ask you this: you would rather Jalen Hurts? You would rather Jalen Hurts on your team than Justin Hurts?
A huge Jalen Hurts fan. That's not a fair question because I'm going to take Jalen Hurts.
That's the team. That's the team around him. That's the team.
I take Jalen Hurts over a lot of quarterbacks only because we've witnessed him elevate his game to a higher level.
It's a 1 year sample size. I'm using Jimmie stuff. It's a 1 year sample size.
He did this in Alabama. He did this in Oklahoma.
He lost his job in Alabama.
But he got better in Alabama.
Because Nick Saban is a fool.
Wait a second. What is up with the
my
GOAT disrespect?
I had a
Nick
feeling he was
Saban.
going to say that too.
Man,
Yo,
I heard a lot of disrespect
this is-
today.
this is
We done
crazy.
respected
I just want to
Nick.
let you know
We done
that
respected
any
Julio.
of us on this panel
Brady.
could have 7 national championships with them teams that Nick Saban was rolling out there.
Yeah,
Any of us could win 7
he's
national
responsible
titles
of the
with
team
that
for the team
talent.
being that.
But I will
He has an
tell
eye
you
for the talent.
But wait, I will say I could agree with Mike on this that those players on those teams were dominant. Like those are the top guys.
Who recruits them?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna get to my point. I don't think Nick Saban for the next. Well, Nick Saban's in his 70s, so
Yeah,
I mean,
he's coming down.
for the next like 5 or 6 years of his coaching, I can't see this team dominating college football.
he probably got one more chip in him.
Maybe one more
2
chip.
if he could get a quarterback. But he's given the keys to Kirby Smart. We're now in the Kirby Smart era. So I mean, it happens. He's damn near 80.
But now we are getting into other topics. So we're gonna get to the next segment.
Real quick, Jimmie, who are you taking? Justin Herbert or Jalen Hurts?
I'm taking Jalen Hurts, and I know the sample size. Yes, I know. But my thing is, what Justin Herbert, all he hasn't had is the coach. He's had the weapons.
No, we're not talking about. I'm saying strictly who's better.
Better quarterback, Justin Herbert is not a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. And it's because of his dual ability. Jalen Hurts can make almost every throw. Justin Herbert's a better thrower, yes.
Who's more clutch? A stronger arm. All right, exactly. Okay, he can throw the ball 70 yards. Whoop-de-doo.
Herbert is not very clutch.
Yo, it's amazing that y'all are basing this off of so much on Jalen Hurts. When I agree, I know a few weeks ago, me and Darius, particularly Darius, me and him was talking about how easy that Eagles schedule has been. They've not played anybody, and now we're praising this man for beating up on sorry teams and saying, "Oh, he's better than legit quarterbacks." He in the same boat as Tua as me. He has not proven nothing. He has not proven nothing.
How did that team look with Gardner Minshew?
First game they put up 40. So I mean, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Did they win?
Hey,
I didn't watch it. Did they win?
Hey, that's it. With Jalen Hurts, they put up 16 against the Colts. So I mean, hey, we go tit for tat on stuff.
Once again, the question remains: did they win? Did they win that game?
Okay, but they lost to the. Okay, we can say they lost to the Commanders. We can say they lost to the Commanders.
That happened, right?
Who are the Vikings?
The division winners, the 2 seed right now. They beat them.
They don't care about division winners.
Nobody on this panel, nobody on these corners, nobody on these corners up here believes in the Vikings. They don't think
I
nothing.
don't.
Did Cowboys this year? Did he beat them, or did that not count either?
Was Dak there? No. Cooper Rush was
there. Does Dak play defense? Does Dak play defense?
That's legit.
Oh my god.
The quarterback matters. We can say both sides. The Cowboys beat the Eagles without Jalen. The Eagles beat Dallas without Dak. So in the playoffs, I think they're gonna meet again, and we're gonna see.
And the Cowboys gonna smack that ass. I ain't never been a Cowboys fan, but I'm gonna be one when they play the Eagles.
And on that note, what we got next, Jimmie?
We are finally going into the Euro, into the NBA topic. I can't wait, fellas. I cannot wait. It is here. 2 biggest surprises of the NBA season. You know, we had Clay and Don do their thing just a couple nights ago, putting up crazy numbers. But what will it be? NBA surprises. Let's run it down, fellas.
Hey, I'm glad you said something about Clay because I watched that game and it was great. Man, one of mine is the Warriors is still a force to be reckoned with. I mean, you still got it. Clay put up 50 last night. 50. He had the hot hand. Mm-hmm. He had the hot hand. Draymond being very efficient on defense, making defensive plays, defensive stops. He does the little things, the little big things on the court that we love. He made a clutch 3 in double OT that was perfect to put the Warriors up by 5. Kayvon Looney came up with the big board and made the game-winning layup. Hey, it was the Hawks. Hawks are still a playoff team. I don't know. They're looking a little shaky sometimes. They're on and off. Trae Young might be traded. Who knows? But they're 6-6 without Steph. When Steph and they're on a 5-game win streak. I mean, the Warriors play very well at home, but I mean that you're winning games. So as long as they can make the playoffs, I think they can make a run. When Steph gets back, I think offensively they're gonna get better. But my issue with this team is that they play very, very little defense. So if you got Steph and Clay has to be hot. Well, Jordan Poole also or it either have to be Steph and Jordan or Steph and Clay to give them the offense to keep them scoring. Because Jordan Poole, he turns the ball over. The way he turns the ball over is ugly. So sometimes he's like really good, sometimes he's really bad, and he's just shaky sometimes. So, but offensively, they're there. It's just their defense that we got to worry about. So I think the Warriors is still a contender.
I gotta come in because you said it perfectly. Because Memphis is over here. This is my team. Memphis, they're being disrespectful, and they're being disrespectful to that Warriors dynasty up there. We need to start putting some respect on this dynasty. It's not over with. It's not over with yet. Yes, Memphis is steady flexing, but I love it. I love the intensity. I love the passion. I hope that they grab some veterans to help that young core. They have a lot of dogs over there. I love it. I love what I see. But they need to pipe down with the disrespect, because when we're talking about GOATs and dynasties here, we need to put more respect on these guys' names. You're talking about a team that just came off a championship, a team that's been killing this era, and you're sitting here talking as if you've done something. So Memphis, I like it, but I'm very surprised about who you choose to roar at, because this is a big bear. You're waking them up.
I like Memphis confidence. I think it's a little early, but I love their confidence and their swag. But they're not a surprise. I mean, if you've been watching for the last couple of years, you could see this Memphis team come in. My surprise, I would say Utah, because I thought they was tanking. So Utah being where they are is shocking to me. And I have a tie between the Kings and the Pacers. I don't even really know who's on the Pacers and how they're the 6th seed right now.
Oh, I'll get to him.
But besides Halliburton, but
yeah,
like the Pacers are. I mean, I can't say trash because they're winning, but like I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. I look at them. You look at their roster on paper. They should be an underdog most nights of most games, and they just keep winning, and I don't know how, but I need them to fall off so that my Knicks can move up.
Damn.
But
New York still ain't back.
I mean, listen, for me, the Knicks are doing exactly what I thought they were going to do this year. I thought my prediction for them was 42 wins, and I thought 42 would be right around 6 or 7. And right now they're right on pace for that, and they're the 7th seed. So we're building. I'm not expecting a championship. I'm quite content where the Knicks are right now. It's crazy Knicks fans that think the Knicks should be where Brooklyn is. That just boggles my mind. But the Knicks I'm very content with the Knicks. No problems. I hate Brooklyn, but I have no problem with the Knicks.
Well, speaking of Brooklyn, that's one of my surprises. How they started off this year once they got rid of Steve Nash, and now how they playing now that they got Jacques Vaughn. They was 2-5 with Nash, and they've won 22. They're 22-7 with Jacques Vaughn, and KD is playing like an MVP. I mean, Kyrie is playing like the number 2 option that everybody thought he was going to play like when they first came together. And Ben Simmons ain't been bad this last stretch. Like, he has not been bad. Like, I think he's starting to get his footing back, and they got some real shooters around them. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know that one guy name, but that left-handed guy on that team. Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but bro can shoot. Like, hey. Honestly, I would not be surprised if Brooklyn came out the East the way they playing right now. To be honest with you, like they just told the Bucks, like told them a new one the other day, and honestly, like I know some people on here ain't the biggest KD fan, but hey, KD win another one. We're gonna have to start talking about this. He is all-time great status for KD.
What
And
the?
also
I don't know who you're
It's got to be
referring
me
to.
because that statement.
yeah, we know down there. We're down there.
KD's a top tier if he gets one more
Top
championship.
10. Top 10.
Get the hell up! Yeah, you tripping.
And
Top 10.
You crazy as hell.
Top 10.
Yo, try again.
Top 10. But I ain't gonna hold too long on that part. I'm gonna zoom through this next one. I had the Timberwolves. Like, hey, I don't know about y'all, but I thought the Timberwolves was gonna be good, building off of what they did last season. And I was like, oh, they went and got Rudy Gobert. Yeah, they traded too much for him, but he's gonna solidify their defense. They said they was gonna run a lot of just him and D'Lo so they can do like the pick and rolls together. And I was like, oh shoot, they gonna be good, bro. They 16-21 with Cat and Rudy on the floor. It looks ugly. I mean, they're 28th in rebounding. Like, how are you 28th with two 7-footers?
Yeah, that's
How
ridiculous.
does that make any sense?
And Ant Edwards,
He's a good talent, but
he ain't elevating nothing. I mean, I really feel like they blew their chance. They should have went and tried to go get DeJounte Murray instead of wasting all them picks on Rudy Gobert. Like, he ain't changing nothing. Bro has gotten even trasher since he's gotten to the Timberwolves. Trasher, because I was never a big Rudy fan, and now this is just like, oh my god, like, bro, you are really trash. Like, I don't know if it was that system out there in Utah that made you look like you was at least a top 5 center, but now, I mean, he played against my Miami Heat the other day. I think the guy, I don't know the guy, Orlando Robinson, was rebounding all over him. Like, bro ain't want nothing to do with him. So, for me, I'm just surprised at how trash the Timberwolves are.
I'm not.
Man. Sheesh. You know, first thing, the Timberwolves, that is a little shocking. I thought the defense would be a hell of a lot better. That's a great stat right there as far as the rebounding. That's shocking. You know, you talk about two bigs in Cleveland. I love how they're doing it. High, low, great passing between the bigs. It's beautiful to see. But I think the guard play allows for those bigs to be more of a threat at the elbow, the short corner, and things of that nature, on dribble handoffs and pin down, you know, things of that nature. But Memphis, I'm only surprised because of the disrespect pointed towards the dynasty. Now, this is my other surprise. You spoke on it with Trey. This man might be traded. The situation is crazy because privacy isn't a thing in today's era anymore. And it's getting ridiculous. You're talking about Nate McMillan versus Trae Young here in a sense. And it's supposedly things have gotten better. It's about 2-3 weeks ago that this happened. But we're talking about Trae given an ultimatum. He was in the training room. Nate came to him asking him to go to shoot around or if he's going to be there. And, you know, he's in the midst of training. He said he doesn't know. And due to that, Nate said you are coming off the bench or you don't come to the game at all. Trae decided not to come to the game at all. He said he wasn't, ready to play. That's neither here nor there, in my opinion. Last coach was Lloyd Pierce, and they say because he didn't have a good relationship with Trae Young, that's why he's out of there. And Trae is why Nate McMillan is here currently. But I believe this is not a good recipe. I believe with DeJounte Murray being there, it allows for the Hawks to have more options when they look at trades on the table. Trae Young can be somewhat of a liability when it comes to defense. And y'all know how I feel about defense. So John Collins and Trae Young, I believe, can be a nice combination to get a nice asset along with Clint Capella and DeJounte Murray, and then Hunter is a great defender on the wing. I like that. I don't believe Trae Young and Murray can work with Nate McMillan, but without Nate McMillan and the right mind behind him, I'm not saying Nate McMillan's mind is wrong. I'm just saying that the combination has to be right with these stars, sort of like Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray. This just isn't the right combo for these Hawks to go far.
Trae's still not welcome in Dykeman, by the way.
Mike made a point about the Pacers, man, and that's my second surprise right there. It's them Pacers for sure. And I gotta highlight my man Tyrese Halliburton. I mean, he's looking like a true star, man. When we talk about facilitators, basketball IQ, a true playmaker, you talking like the CP3s of the world, right? CP3 in his prime, be able to score and facilitate, get guys open. And he could do that, but he's taller. He's taller, 6'5". He can score when he needs to, but he also can pass guys open, man. And he's a walking double-double. He went from 15 and 9 to now he's a 20 and 10 guy. I mean, he leads the league in assists currently. The Pacers are on a 4-game winning streak. They're in playoff contention. Two big games on this win streak. One with a 29-point versus the Cavs, and also another 24 points versus the Clippers. Two defensive teams. I mean, he's looking real good, and that's the reason why they're winning, because he's keeping them in a lot of these games. Because he's able to, because his ability to play make, and I think he's going to be an all-star this year.
I agree. I think he's playing at an all-star level. I love what Jalen Brunson has brought to the Knicks, but I would have loved for the Knicks to have gotten Halliburton. But it's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But I agree. I think he's playing at an all-star level. I think I wouldn't have thought the Pacers were going to make the playoffs, but I'm pretty sure they will at least make the play-in.
Yeah.
As far as Trae Young, I mean, I'm a Knicks fan, so I despise Trae Young. But he's making it very easy for me to criticize him because he's acting like a spoiled brat. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't think Atlanta will trade him because in the NBA, coaches go before the star player does. And Trae has kind of – that franchise is Trae Young right now. It's his. So I don't see them trading him unless it gets out of hand, and they start losing worse than they are now. Mm-hmm. But so unfortunately, Nate McMillan's going to get the raw end of the stick. But Trae need to grow up. What they need on that team is they need a veteran presence on that team. That's what I think they need, and that's what I think Memphis needs. I think Memphis is a good veteran player away from taking them over the top.
Yes.
Yo, you real quick. I ain't trying to stay on this too long. You saw that y'all gonna be monitoring Zach LaVine?
Yes.
You want him?
What are we giving up is the question.
Y'all got a lot of picks over there, man.
Buried in picks.
And Zach LaVine at this point in his career is not worth more than 2 picks to me.
I mean, this is just a bad season right now. I don't know if you could just judge him off of one season.
You giving 3 picks for Zach LaVine?
Has he reached his floor? Like, can he elevate to a higher level than what he is now?
I think he can. I think he can, but the odds of it, I wouldn't bet on it. I think he has another level he could actually go to, but I don't know if he can reach it because his body's wishy-washy. So
yeah, I believe in him more to bear.
Listen, RJ is my guy, man. I have to do this. I have to do this thing every year where I can't explain it, but RJ is just terrible. And I don't know if he's coming in the camp out of shape, but like he's terrible for the first 2 months of the year, and then right around the end of January, February, he turns up. Like if you literally look at his projection for his entire career, he's done this exact same thing every year where he just kind of goes like this, and then by the end of the season, he's playing very well. And at the end of the season, he's improved. Knicks fans hate RJ, but he's improved every category every year he's been in the league. Like, I understand that he's not John Morant or Zion Williamson. I understand that. I wish he was, but he's not. But he's really good. Like, really good.
Question.
Plus, I don't think so, but potentially to be a consistent all-star player, absolutely. I absolutely see a consistent all-star for him.
Would you rather him or Tyler Hero?
RJ Barrett all day. This is a debate that we have on our podcast all the time, all day. Tyler Hero does not play defense. You can keep it.
That's RJ is in the on an every night basis,
and he's still miles ahead of Tyler Hero, who is nothing. He's damn near just a cone on defense.
Well, he's not Chris Paul. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, Chris Paul isn't that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm just going off of what Pat Bev said. He said, "Bro is a cone." That's all.
That also is a biased Pat Beverly that despises Chris Paul.
Check your sources.
Like,
I'm
not saying Chris Paul is Marcus Smart out here. I'm not. Let's not get it confused. He ain't that, but he is not as bad as Patrick Beverly made him out to be either.
Facts.
I'm gonna just leave that Tyler Hero RJ conversation alone because I feel like that could be a longer thing. But I just know I ain't agreeing with no nonsense like that one.
I'm glad you brought up defense. I love it.
I just don't. He does one thing better than RJ, like just one thing,
which is the main thing. He scores better than RJ. He
distributes better than RJ. That's all he does better than RJ.
Scores. He's a better distributor.
You don't finish better than RJ.
I'm gonna ask you when you have some time to pull up those stats.
I got you.
Facts and stats, as we say on Speak On It podcast. He is not a better scorer than RJ Barrett. He is not a better passer than RJ Barrett. He is not a better defender than RJ Barrett. He is not a better finisher than RJ Barrett. So if you want to live on him shooting better, I give you that. He shoot better than RJ. RJ got to fix that jumper. But I mean, you want to sit here. I'll leave it at this, Darius. You going to tell me with a straight face he gets to the hole better than RJ Barrett? That's what you going to tell me?
Hey, man.
Okay. All right.
Greg got a little float game.
Yeah.
I just wondering.
Man. Oh man. The hoop session is over, fellas. What a beautiful one. Let's close it out with number 6. We're talking about legitimacy. The legitimate team in the playoffs here. Who will it be? Is it going to be the Bucks? Is it going to be the Eagles? Who's it going to be? You know what? I might as well start it off since I already hinted at it. For me, it's the Bucks legit, Eagles legit, 49ers legit, Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, all legit. 6, 3-3. How about y'all, fellas? What will it be?
I mean, for the NFC, I
think you just blew all of our mind just now.
Yeah, I knew you would say the Bucks. That's
of
not
of course.
I know Brady, blah blah. Yep.
Yep.
That O line has been horrible, and Brady's been shaky. He had one big game versus the freaking Panthers.
And
the Panthers gave him that game. But anyway,
y'all believed in them. But go ahead, though. Go ahead.
But anyway, I think there's only real 2 contenders in the NFC. I mean, y'all brought up the Packers earlier. I don't believe in Rodgers in the playoffs. I don't believe in the Vikings in the playoffs, i.e. Kirk Cousins. Who else? We got the Giants. I mean, hey, the Giants may come back like, the Eli Manning Giants and win the Super Bowl, right? Surprise us all. Saquon might bring us to the promised land.
Darius, we are all grown now. That fairy tale is over.
Yeah. I could agree. So I only got 2 teams coming out the NFC. I got the 49ers. I mean, you have Shanahan. You got the best defense in the league. You get Debo back. You got Elijah Mitchell. This team is going to be tough to beat. Only question I got is, can Purdy lead them to the promised land? And then the Eagles, you got Jalen Hurts. When Jalen Hurts is on the field with that team, they're 10 times better. They're 10 times more efficient. And their defense is also top tier. We talk about defense wins championships. I know Jimmie is big on that. I agree. So those teams have the best 2 of the best defenses in the league. As far as the AFC, come on, man. You got the Chiefs, Mahomes, Andy Reid, Kelsey, 5K passing season again. You got the baby goat. Come on now. Never count him out.
Yes.
Buffalo, was my Super Bowl pick at the beginning of the year, so I'm going to rock with them to the end of the year. They're going to win the Super Bowl. That's my pick. Now they have a little bit more inspiration. That is due to we don't want that circumstance to happen, but that gives them a little extra motivation. Then the last team, I hate to do this because I just hate doing this. I try to find a way to not bring this up, but it always happens. And I'm only gonna give you this one, just one little nice quote. The Bengals got a nice little high-powered offense over there.
Nice little.
It's a little good. It's a little okay. But if you see Mahomes again, you're not gonna win. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's the team you don't want to see in the playoffs. But they got a high-powered offense, and we can't sleep on their defense either. They're not elite, but you got some players back there. Sam Hubbard, Henderson coming off the edge. You got Jesse Bates. He's gonna be in Atlanta someday. But we're gonna leave that for another day. Those are my teams.
For the AFC, I think we're all pretty much in lockstep. It's a 3-team race. It's the Chiefs, it's the Bills, and it's the Bengals.
Bro, say it with more enthusiasm. What are you doing?
It's gonna be one of them 3. If Lamar comes back healthy, they could be a dark horse, but I just don't see it. I don't think they have enough to. I don't think they have enough to beat Cincinnati. I think they could give Buffalo a problem, and I don't think they could beat Kansas City. So Baltimore is not really concerned. In the NFC, to me, it's wide open. The Eagles are going to be my pick, but the Niners could do it. The Cowboys will figure out a way to mess it up, but they could do it. And I mean, man. And I'm telling you, that bad man in Green Bay, just be careful. Just be careful with that guy.
But why?
Because he is one of the top 10 quarterbacks of all time. That's why.
In the regular season?
All time.
Including postseason?
All time.
You said you like the James Harden comparison. James Harden in the postseason is a different player.
10. That's why he's top 10. Well, no. I said I liked it. It's a good comparison because of their success. But I also said James Harden wishes he was as good as Aaron Rodgers is at his craft. In
totality, correct. But playoff time, Rodgers, Brady. You haven't spoken on Brady yet. So I'm just curious, why are we believing in that bad man more than who hasn't proven too much in postseason, as opposed to someone who's gotten it done religiously with 7 behind him? Because
the Cowboys are going to blitz him and he's going to crumble.
Okay, it's about the matchup. Okay.
Right. that literally is it. If they were playing Minnesota or the Giants, I'd be all with you.
What about the 49ers?
Heck no. I don't think he could beat the Niners.
That's tough. That's a tough matchup.
But if they was playing the Giants or the Seahawks or even Green Bay, I think that'd be an interesting matchup for.
See, I can respect that.
But they're not, so they're going to get packed up in the first round.
But you also said the Cowboys will find a way when it gets late in the season. So
they will Cowboys. The Cowboys will be beating the Niners all game, and then in the fourth quarter, we'll find a way to let Purdy go up and down the field and score 3 touchdowns on them.
That's a fact.
That's what's going to happen. They're going to beat them all game and then figure out a way to blow it because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
For my teams in the AFC, got to start with them boys on my background because they the top dogs. Like Joe Mixon said, everything go through us. And I don't know if y'all was watching, but last night, I know the game don't matter, but Joe Burrow and them boys was looking like they was about to put something on the Bills. I mean, starting off with a dot.
7-3. What you talking about?
He ignores sample size.
Yes, he's not moving up and down the field.
This
I
one's
ignore
crazy.
sample size, but y'all praise Jalen Hurts. Make it make sense. But we gonna move on. Hey, all I say is, like I said, AFC run through us. I also got the Bills. You know, you can't count out Josh Allen and them boys. The Chiefs. It's our conference. That's all I got because I mean I don't believe in the Chargers. The Chargers gonna charger it. But I will say this: if the Chargers do beat the Jags, I might put the Chiefs on upset alert, and I think the Chargers might could beat the Chiefs. The Ravens, I don't believe in them because their offense is trash. Um, who else we got out there? Dolphins. I can't bank on Tua. Say the Titans got in there, they getting that ass spanked. The who else we got? Okay, NFC. I heard y'all was piling on the Cowboys, and you know, I like to pile on the Cowboys, but not today. Not today. I will say this. If the Cowboys, I would say this. The Cowboys, it's not even a debate. They're going to put that old man in retirement down there in Tampa. And then if they do play the Eagles again, who probably will be the number 1 seed, I think the Cowboys will beat the Eagles and they will be in the NFC conference game. Can they beat the 49ers? I think they could. Am I going to bet on them? Probably not to beat the 49ers, but it could happen. So I got the 49ers, the Eagles, and my sleeper, and the Cowboys, and my sleeper would be the Packers. I mean, the last time the Packers won the Super Bowl, Aaron Rodgers was a 6 seed. They're gonna probably be a 7 seed. He's not gonna have to go play in them bad weather conditions out there in Lambeau Field. So could they beat the 49ers first round? Hey, crazier things have happened. I will say that. And then you talking about a whole bunch of just unknown quarterbacks. Like I ain't gonna say unknown, but quarterbacks that they're hit and miss, like Dak. We don't know what Jalen Hurts is. Last year in the playoffs, he wasn't on nothing. Who else you got up out there? Daniel Jones. Like, no, man. Like, I'll say this: they have a chance.
Yeah, it's crazy. This year. There's only 3. Is there only 3 quarterbacks that's in the playoffs that only have rings so far? Mahomes, Brady, and Rodgers. If the Packers make it.
And let me also say this.
Who else?
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, well, Burrow gonna have one by the end of this year, but also the Bucks are trash, so they are not getting anywhere further in this conversation. I can't believe Jimmie put them as a contender. I
can't believe you have the Panthers winning the division.
That's legit.
Or the Chargers not making the playoffs. Just saying.
I mean, if the Panthers didn't give them that game, they definitely would have won.
I mean, you acting like the Bucks went out there and did something impressive.
I'm just calling out what you said and what you didn't say. And what you didn't say was about them Chargers and about them Bucks getting it done.
So that's the 2 teams you rolling with in this playoffs this year?
No, I'm staying consistent just like Cuss. I got the Chiefs. I got the Bucks.
To do what?
That's a Super Bowl matchup. The Chiefs get it done. The baby goat.
Wow.
Old goat, new goat.
The Bucks and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Stay consistent.
What happened to the Bills?
No, come on now. We already know I put the Bills to rest. I said the Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes is doing like no other can. He is top 1 A1 on another level. There's Patrick's tier, and then there's others tiers with Josh Allen, Joe, and the boys.
Whoa. It's 3 names in that one tier. Patrick Mahomes has not elevated himself over Joe or Patrick or Josh Allen. Like, let's relax on that. Like, let's really relax on that. Patrick Mahomes has not beaten one of those quarterbacks ever. So until he does that, I don't want to hear about no Patrick Mahomes is better than this person or that person, because obviously when it matters, you ain't beat that. The real baby goat. That's going to be the GOAT real soon up there in Cincinnati.
Real soon. Wow. Patrick Mahomes definitely beat Josh Allen last year in the playoffs.
You talking about Joe?
I'm not arguing for no Josh Allen.
Didn't he beat him 2 years straight?
Twice.
You talking about Joe though?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Josh Allen.
You talking about Joe? Yeah.
So,
And the reason why Patrick Mahomes is on another level is because he's doing with efficiency. Tyreek's gone. Weapons are minimal. Not minimal, but not what Joe got. And he still got better.
Bro, Joe is like one of the leaders in completion. So with like 69, if not, he's actually the leader. Actually,
I would hope so with the best weapons.
Bro, those weapons have been gone throughout this year. Jamar Chase missed a month. T. Higgins missed 2 games. Tyler Boyd has missed a game. Bro, like don't start with the weapons talk with me, man. People have been gone, and he's made Trent Irwin look like a legit option in our pass game. You saw it. He lit up your Patriots for 2 TDs. Should have had 3.
Yeah, y'all shouldn't even
with Bill Belichick
yes,
as the defensive coordinator.
Yes. Bill Belichick against the top weapon unit, which is y'all, was still in the game with a subpar roster. Come on, that's my point. You're making my point, but it's neither here nor there.
Did you have something to add, Mike?
I'm still stuck on how Tampa Bay's getting to the Super Bowl.
This is me staying consistent. This is me staying consistent for one. But
that would mean they would have to beat the Cowboys,
yes,
the Niners,
the
Eagles consecutively,
back
to back.
Yeah,
and I said,
Jimmie,
and after doing that, then they went to the Chiefs.
Yeah, I believe it.
Jimmie, why are you staying consistent?
That man gonna get hurt. They're gonna hurt that man.
Why are you staying consistent on the Bucks when you wasn't consistent on the Bills? You gave up on the Bills, and the Bills have looked way better than the Bucks all year. That's it should have been flip flop if it was me.
You talking about multiple decades of consistency. The Bills have not proven anything. Why would I not switch up? Come on. The level of consistency is too obvious to go anywhere else. And Brady, given opportunity, he's very clutch. To me, truly, the greatest clutch player besides Jordan in any sport. So I believe I can hang my hat on that more than anything. And he has weapons. You talking about Mike Evans, he's done something only a few receivers have done. That combination is a real thing, and I believe he can do it. The NFC is wide open. Dallas, I don't believe in them. The 49ers, they do have a rookie quarterback. That might be seen in the playoffs against Brady. And then Jalen Hurts and the Eagles, I believe they'll be maybe cooled off a little bit.
We done seen the 49ers spank that ass.
True. That's very true.
Well, fellas, we are going to have to wait and see when playoff time comes. We still got one more week of football and possibly one more game to finish this year. Who knows how that's going to turn out? Yes. Again, we do pray for DeMar. We hope he gets better. That is a number one thing that's going on right now. And honestly, this is a good episode.
Yes, sir.
Mike, man, we appreciate you coming through, man.
Truly do.
No problem, man. Love it. I had a great time tonight. Can't wait to come back when Aaron Rodgers wins.
Hey, man, you gonna be on the same page.
Or the Titans make the playoffs, right?
Actually, I'll be back sooner because when Tennessee wins this weekend, I will be back.
Well,
are you gonna make an appearance if they don't win, so we can tell you that we told you so?
Probably not.
I'll send a message to Darius.
Where can they find you, Mike? Where can they find your podcast?
The Speak On It podcast. We are on all the streaming platforms: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Music. We are on all of it. Our YouTube channel has all the visual episodes. And follow us on Instagram. Speak_on it podcast on IG.
That's what's up.
Perfect. Well,
I also want to say, everybody, we appreciate you tuning in. Please like, subscribe, comment, just show some love to the Speak On It podcast. Just like I said, prayers for DeMar, and we'll see y'all next week.
Yes, sir. And until next time, peace.
We out.
This that COMEUP. Stand back while I do me. I'm the King James of this era. Do my best to be 2-3. You see, the metaphoric beat destroying MC. They had to wait his turn, sit and learn from the OGs, but slowly I had myself out like a slow leak. It take paper to make paper, so I'm speaking from this loose leaf. Damn, I ain't even gotta talk about it. They said you public in the basement, but your songs is private. Bring back the monster, the one that you keep locked in. Shit, I ain't gotta score the points. Look at John Stockton. I put my niggas on just so they can make a profit. But for now, I ain't get up and play that monster in the closet. Mon V hit 23. Rest in peace to every beat. Bring them leather bags and bring them white sheets. I'm all that in the bag of chips. Hit that nigga if he trip. Nigga run, you better not trip. Cause if you slip, I'm catching up. Niggas, y'all running too slow. And if you running too fast, I'm gonna pick up me some more. Cause y'all niggas been tripping. Yeah, y'all niggas been slipping. Y'all talk about cars and not a